nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. 'Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, 'cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this slip. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this slip. So I put you on a lifetime sentence, and now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. Never feel. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Thought you knew me so much better.
Hey, it's magical, what you up to? Can I have a minute of your time? You want me to turn my heel and forget you? All I know, it can't be done. I'm only asking once, would you let me take a minute of your time? You might just be surprised at where it gets you. All I know, I'm in it for the ride. Boy, you don't care if you hurt me. Lead me on for fun. Not for once, I'm telling you. Don't keep this up. You lose someone who really loves you. Nothing he can bother you. You called me early morning, it was up, babe. You was out late last night, drinking with your girls and you come through. But every time you do, we fight. I'm only asking once, can we not do this? I don't wanna fight all night. I'd rather kiss your lips and undress you and take you on your favorite ride. But you don't care if you hurt me. Lead me on for fun. Not for once, I'm telling you. Don't keep this up. You lose someone who really loves you. Nothing he can bother you. Don't care if you hurt me. Lead me. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes, yeah. Either way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now.
What's going on? What's going on?
Stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way.
Hey.
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Hey. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? What's going on, people? Kevin Samuels, a Godfather style. On this Wednesday is officially Ladies' Day. Wednesday, back in the day when we actually went out and didn't just go home after work. Wednesday night, it's ladies' night and the feeling's right. Ladies' night. Wednesday is ladies' night. Okay? So Wednesday is ladies' night. Thursday, my favorite day of the week, happy hour. Friday, Saturday, that's what we do. So, before we get into it, understand something. We are probably going to have an epic number of dislikes. We're going to have moderators. You need to be on guard for the foolishness and the effery, because I unblocked a lot of people just for this show. Why would I do that, you may ask? Well, because even a broken clock can be right twice a day. And today, we want to talk about the subject of femininity. Can you turn femininity on or off? Why are we bringing this subject up? Well, because I've heard lots of sisters say something like this. I am most certainly willing to be submissive. I am most certainly willing to respect my man. I am willing to respect my man. I am willing to be feminine to my man. I am willing to be feminine, submissive, something like that, when I find that particular guy. How many people in the chat room have heard women say stuff like this? If you've heard any derivation of that, put a 1 in the chat room. You've heard women say something like that. I'm willing to be feminine. I'm willing to be submissive. I'm willing to be cooperative. Or I am feminine. Or if you've ever heard a woman, especially on these YouTube streets on a panel or something, being straight up in their masculine energy, and then out of the next breath had a nerve to say something like, well, I'm feminine with my man. Okay. How about this? If you've never heard that, how many of you have heard women say, I turn my femininity on or off depending upon the men I'm around. It's like a light switch, on, off, femininity on, femininity off. Now, as an aside, guys, come on. When men hear that, intellectually, we can try to logically reason our way through it, but intellectually, kind of like, that'd be like you as a man saying, you know what? I can turn my masculinity on or off. The world would not accept that. But I'm not going to go down that path. Because often you hear a certain group of women talk about how they are single by choice. They don't need no man. They don't need no man. They want a man. You know, they single by choice. They can turn their femininity on or off. That's not the issue. And here's the question. Femininity. Can you turn it on and off? But the greater question is this. Turning femininity on or off. Do the women who go through life with this on-off light switch femininity, how many of these women have you ever seen actually putting up the receipts and showing how they're winning in life? Because I know there are women who sit back and talk like they can do this, and we want to have that conversation. Because here's what I've heard here recently. Being feminine all the time can be dangerous. Yeah. Matter of fact, I heard it on I forgot the show I was listening to. I was listening to a broadcast. Femininity on or off. Yeah, being feminine all the time with the way the world is today, you don't know. You could be out and about, and then some guy, you know, if you always in your feminine energy, you look like a snack. You look vulnerable. So by women turning their femininity off, they're keeping themselves safe, because those guys who might otherwise look to prey on that feminine woman, they'll think twice about it. Let's talk about that silly shit right there, number one. First off, ladies, understand something. The biggest, baddest one of you ain't even tougher than the smallest dude on average. So the notion that you walk around in your masculine energy to keep yourself safe from the physical aggression of a man, if a man wanted something from you, he gonna take it. He's going to take it. Unless you got a weapon or can scream for help, the average man will be able to, the average woman anytime. So when I heard that, I just laughed. I was like, oh my God. The lengths some women will go to not have to be feminine all the time. Here's what I think. I think that, in particular, black women think they can turn their femininity on or off. I believe that black women honestly think that by walking around in their masculine energy, they're actually helping themselves. But all you gotta do is look at the reality of their ring finger, and it shows, no, it's not working. I personally, as somebody who works with women, FBI women, I can tell you, women who are in their feminine energy as their default position win in life. It's not even close. These women end up attracting men, higher value men. They end up going through life in a going through life in a less stress-free, less anxious way. These kind of women get doors open for them, chairs pulled out for them. You know, people like to be around them. These women are just happy. These are the women that smile and stuff. Good things just happen for these women because people like being around feminine women. Masculine women hate being around feminine women because it makes them feel some kind of way. Masculine women hate being around Gidget and Phoebe. Masculine women hate being around Gidget and Phoebe. Diane hates being around Gidget. Give me some other strong name. Keisha hate being around feminine women. So if even at a glance, without any stats, data, or statistics, you can see that feminine women tend to have better outcomes, tend to are just generally happier in life. Why then would so many women today turn theirs on and off? If being constantly feminine has greater outcomes, why would you want to turn it off and on? That's question number one. And if you are turning it off or on and you're not getting better outcomes than women that leave theirs on full time, Why are you turning it off and on? Maybe you're turning it off and on at the wrong time. Put it this way, the women who turn it off and on tend to lose. This is what I'm seeing. The women who turn it off and on tend to lose. And the women who are constantly feminine tend to win. Here's the last thing. Like anything else in life, the more you do something, the better you get at it. If you are constantly in your feminine, you become a better version of femininity, a better version of womanhood. There is nothing that being in your masculine energy can really do for a woman long term to help her become a better woman. So, all things being equal, we got to ask ourselves the question. How does moving around, many women say that they can turn their femininity on or off depending upon the man she's on or around. This may be true, but is it smart? How does moving through the world like this help these women win? That presupposes that they're winning. That's the question we're going to ask. All right, if you got this light switch, if you turn it on your light switch, how does it help you win? And in this show, we're going to tackle the topic. But before we get into that, I want to say shout out to everybody. We got 428 people watching, 202 on the likes, 8 on the dislikes. We're going to need to get the likes up to over 350 before we get into the show, before we get into the video, before we get into the call-on. So you guys know what it is. Get the likes, get the likes, get the likes. I know y'all got excited. Y'all wanted to get into this show. They was like, we're about to set it off, and we're going to need more than just some likes. We're going to need at least 10 people to drop something in the bucket. The doors of the church are now open. Come on. This is the song for you light switch ladies. This is a light switch song. Tell them about it.
See me now, why don't you hear me out? Can't you see what we're about? I see you at my door, wanting in, come back for more, but I don't want this anymore. Cause baby, we got issues.
She's got issues.
Not gonna make them dictate my life.
Don't let them dictate your life.
So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the toe. Watch. Guess I'm not into you that much.
Nah, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again.
Shout out to Everyday Valet. Shout out to Damon.
Someone has got the touch. Yeah, someone has got the touch.
Shout out to Tierra.
Let me go, let me out, but time is precious to me, so you just have
Women
to
don't
do
realize
it
that alpha
out.
don't. There we
Here's
go.
something you can think about. You play me good, there's no doubt, but you're the one that's missing out.
Shout out to Goddess Phoenix Sapphire Rises.
Yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the touch. Guess I'm not into you that
You got issues. Don't let them dictate your life, ladies. Keep it going. Halfway there. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Shout out to Big Old Swoles. Get the likes up to over 300 and we can kick it. Shout out to Eric Glenn. Shout out to E-Man. There we go.
That you will change the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wear your hair. Change the way you dress, the way
What up from Dallas? Oh, my brother. Oh, my brother. Oh, let me stop right here. I was saying we're going to have to pray for the brothers of Dallas. I said the doors of the church are open. Shout out to the missionary Nicole Michelle. She went down to Dallas on a mission. The sister went down to Dallas to spread the gospel of femininity, to help exorcise DFW. There's a spirit over Dallas. A spirit of stragology hovers like a cloud. Lucifer has a foothold in Dallas. He has his strag minions. He got strag legion down there. And it is such a hostile place that this sanctified saint of femininity went down there with her pearls and her purse, y'all. She went down there with that holy water and the Chanel No. 5 perfume. And she was met with the mad face invasion. She was met with stone face from the sisters. She said, "Hey, sister." And she got straight up onyx, Fredro Star. She got straight up the mad face invasion. The spirit of strag is so strong, it's so potent in Dallas. The sister was down there for several days and she could not get the spirit to move. She came back and had to tell us, y'all, that she couldn't even get one sister to smile at us. Lord have mercy. Jesus! Not one to smile at her. You know, hurts my heart. The sister went down there on a mission from God to help her sisters get out of this funk. And it just wouldn't work, man. So she came back and had to tell the people, hurt her heart. She's like, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Take me to church. Take me to church.
She had to come back and tell folks, y'all, we got problems in Dallas. And the problems in Dallas, y'all thought that she said, missionary Nicole, maybe she was kind of overplaying her hand. She got her business. Maybe she just saying that because the sales wasn't that good down there. I know what a lot of folks are saying. But see, I lived in Dallas. I understood about the high level of Lucifer juice these women are on down there. But I have been on my Constantine thing. If you didn't see the movie Constantine, and I don't know, is there something about the way I do this channel? Remember that little beetle thing you had? I just do something like this, and for some reason, these Dallas demons tend to flock around me. And they just reveal themselves. So now you, the parishioners, you, the believers, can understand the spirit that's on a lot of these women, and that masculine energy. It's a demon, y'all. It's a demon legion. I want y'all to witness a live exorcism performed on a good Christian soul. a good Christian soul that was running straight down in Dallas. She just woke up and she had the poltergeist of masculinity on her, and it's been vexing her. She couldn't shake it. So she came to the doctor, a styling profile, to see if maybe I could lay some hands on her. And I wrestled up all day and night with this demon. He smoked me in the hip, but I stood back up. And see, if y'all never been to church, you know what I'm saying. The Lord Jesus, I just let you see what happened. I just let you see what happened. Now, I want you to understand, this is for adult audiences only. Put the children to bed. If you've never seen a live exorcism, if you've never seen a demon of masculinity and stragology, you're about to witness one.
Hi, can you hear me?
I'm good. Were you in the chat room earlier?
I was not. This is
Okay.
my first time getting on.
Cool. What you got for me?
Well, I'm I'm Princess English.
You were in the chat room. I saw that last. That's why I said, were you in the chat room earlier?
Oh, okay. It goes by a different name, so I didn't know if you knew it was me or not.
So you were the one saying, see, when you are doing a good work, you call the demon by its name. I said, demon, did I not witness you in that chat room? And the demon tried to say, no, that was not me. My name is Angela. But see, I was raised in the church, baptized in 5 St. John Baptist Church. And I have witnessed many an exorcism. So you call a demon by its name. You witness it. You say, no. Pazuzu, I see you, Pazuzu. And you call a demon by its name, and you force the demon to reveal itself. When the demon tells you its name, then you know what to do with the demon. Your girlfriend focus on their
I'm
career.
the one that always have the I guess the contradictory comments.
Right. So
yeah.
But you keep coming back. So do you want to, do your girlfriend, do you or any one of your girlfriends want to be married?
Definitely. As for me, I do want to be married, so I'm not that woman who always, sat
Avert
on
your
the
eyes. Just listen.
I'm okay by myself. I'm not that woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that, you always taught to go to college, get a career, yada yada.
Pazuzu. Did anybody watch the movie The Exorcist? The demon that was possessing the little girl Reagan. His name was Pazuzu. That's what it do. Now, see, the demons come up and try to use words, tricks. They have many tongues. They go by many things. But you stay firm on the CIA. You stay firm on the path, because you are trying to help get the femininity back the way it should be.
And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear you say, and as well as some of the gentlemen in the chat room, that's the masculine energy, when I'm very submissive to the right man.
See that forked tongue come out? I am very submissive to the right man. See, that is meant to be a smokescreen the demon uses to cloud your vision. It's meant to make you say, oh, this ain't a demon. No, crafty. I'm submissive to the right man. So you got one man, you be submissive to him, but to hell with every other black man on the planet. They gonna catch all the demon juice, but your man get the right treatment. But we supposed to protect all y'all. See, the demon didn't want you to know that.
Mind being submissive to my husband
Uh-huh.
if I get married. So I'm trying to see where does that. I'm not
Well,
understanding the
let
logic.
me. Okay.
I mean,
So first,
okay,
let me say this. Number one, most of us were lied to, and it's not. We were lied to. You were told you could have it all, and we were told that we could be a softer, gentler man, and we could have feminine women. Well, we see that didn't work for the men. Um, when you say that you are a submissive woman to your man, a feminine woman.
I wouldn't mind be a wouldn't
Well, now it's I wouldn't mind being a submissive woman. See how the demon uses those certain language? Speaks many different ways, but you gotta stay focused. See, this also serves as blessed oil. Helps me identify Phoebe's wannabe Phoebes. See, growing up in the church, you realize that some of the biggest demons ain't in the world, they in church.
being a submissive woman, meaning I'm not in my masculine energy. But I don't want to just settle and be disrespected.
Now, all jokes aside, notice how this double talk goes on. I'm good to be feminine. I'm cool to be feminine with my man. Then I wouldn't mind being feminine, but I don't want to settle. What does femininity have to do with settling? Ladies, somebody please explain to me, what does femininity have to do with settling? Femininity, the other side is masculinity. The opposite of femininity is not settling, but you notice how the possessed mind works. Femininity is tantamount to everything evil. I don't want to settle. I don't want to be abused.
Just because I'm a certain age. And I know you kind of harp on 20-year-olds and 25, and you kind of
Hold on. Before let's
okay,
not go 15 different questions. First of
okay,
all, it's not me, it's the wall. The wall is a biological function. You must always tell the demon of masculinity the truth. You must use the word. And the word is of the red pill. The King James version of red pill. I even heard some brothers got scrolls. I don't have the scrolls myself, but I grew up in the church, so I've been around enough red pill to where I've been dipped and sanctified in the word to where I can use it in real-time exorcism with these demons of masculinity.
okay.
And that has to do with a woman's fertility. Number one. Number two, it's not me. Any woman, the higher up a woman goes in her education, grad degrees, all that, studies have shown and proven that it hurts her chances with marriage, especially with high
Gotcha.
value men. So, but when you say something, I would not mind being feminine submissive, my radar goes up.
I mean, I am feminine and I am submissive. But are you telling me that I didn't do the right thing by getting my
Oh my God. Oh my God. Your spirit should have just jumped right then. I am feminine. I am submissive. I want you guys to remember when you heard thou dost profess too much. I just want you to understand, if you didn't see this, I can take several clips of any video and just do this. But just because you're not cursing or yelling does not mean you're feminine, ladies. Femininity is agreeable. Understand something. Femininity is agreeable. Women have a high, in general, by your nature, you're supposed to be more agreeable than the men. Black women are some of the most unagreeable people on the planet. Notice the amount of disagreement I am going to deal with. That is opposite to femininity. Femininity is agreeableness. It is cooperative. It is submissive. Okay? It's agreeable. It's cooperative. It's submissive. I want you to, as you listen to this playback, I want you to ask yourself, is this woman who says she's feminine? Because ultimately it's, I want to get married. I want a man. Now, she can talk. She can be in his chat room too. I want anybody to ask, is this the spirit of agreeableness? Is this the spirit of cooperation? Is this the spirit of submission? And this is the problem that so many of our women have with this flexible femininity that you turn on and off like a light switch. You turn it off when you try to combat with a man. You are out of your depth trying to argue with a man. As a woman, you should never be in conflict with the male. You cannot win that. Pro tip. In the real world, if you want to know whether or not you're dealing with a masculine demon or not, men, here's what you do. Call her a bitch. Shut up, bitch. And see how she responds. If she goes, oh my God. Oh, if she gets hurt, if she looks like her feelings are hurt, you may have a feminine woman. But if she said, fuck you, nigga, if she get all puffed up, go the other way. I said this in another video. If you see a woman back a car into a parking space, go the other way. That's a dude. That's a dude. If she backs her car into a parking space, I don't care what she look like getting out. That's a dude. If you bark on her, what you looking at? And she bark back, that's a dude. How do you know this, Godfather? Human nature. When pressed, people tend to act like who they really are. Let's go.
Master's degree and getting my bachelor's degree?
Well, let's ask ourselves some questions. How long have you known you wanted to get married?
Since I was 15.
Okay.
No, let's go back to 12 years old because we're taught with dolls and doll houses.
Okay. So, and I'm not going to stop all the time, guys, but just for reference, the person speaking is 42. And she said she's known since 12 years old she wanted to get married. That's 30 years. And what's your master's degree in?
Education.
And how old are you?
42.
All right. So, just by judging by the numbers, what would you say?
As far as what? What do you mean?
You asked me, am I saying you did the wrong thing by going to get your master's? I'm just going to say, if you know you want to be married, how have you applied the same amount of energy and focus in getting a husband?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Well, I got my master's and my bachelor's in my 20s.
Okay, but I said into finding a husband. Now, all I asked was, you know you want to be married all this time, but you done went off and got your college degree, your master's degree. Have you applied this amount of effort into finding a husband? This is when the conflict starts. Because you're not supposed to ask basic common sense questions like that. You're just supposed to accept the fact that, it's what she says it is. Demons don't like to be questioned. Demons got to, and the demon is it's a spirit. This is not a person. This is a spirit over a lot of people. This is a spirit over a lot of folks, okay? What the heck is that? Whoa.
just don't. You don't care, 'cause you don't take me seriously.
We're going to do that later.
Yes.
Okay. I find that one difficult to believe because, so let's go ahead and flesh this out some more. What city are you in?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay, you're in
Good old
Dallas.
Dallas.
And I pray for Dallas. And I spent most of my adult career in Dallas. Let me tell you what I do know about the women in Dallas, particularly the black women in Dallas. You guys are a pain to deal with. We got a
Oh
lot of
wow.
sassy sisters who think a lot of themselves, and that's cool. But getting a master's should not hurt you in education. Okay, let me stop right here. Tiffany Jenkins says, y'all believe this? This man is ridiculous. She's supposed to let her man disrespect her, and if she back her car in, this is ridiculous nonstop, and y'all eating up. Tiffany Jenkins, please get on the panel. Tell everybody why I'm so ridiculous. Tell everybody why they shouldn't believe exactly what they hear. Tell everybody why you know better. And y'all eating it up. Mm-hmm. And also, if you don't mind, Tiffany, you want to get on the panel and tell everybody how ridiculous I am? Again, look at what happens. You're not supposed to believe your own lying eyes. You're not supposed to believe your ears. You're not supposed to believe anything. Do you see non-black women who get education, who become educators, who are as chronically single as black women?
No.
So what do you think the difference is if it's not the education?
Now, did you say like other races? Did you say white women, or did you say?
Yeah. Other races, non-black women. So non-black women are not. They can go to Harvard. They can go get a master.
So we can't go by the statistics that says, our chances are slim due to this reason and that reason. And
No,
we can't go by that. But by the stats.
Are you talking about men being in jail and all this other kind of stuff?
Yeah, we shouldn't look at that.
Well, if you want to look at that, then we're going to bring it to the fact that I'm going to bring the American Enterprise Institute study saying that 51% of black men are single with no children and in the middle class, and 60% of us are the middle class. It's not a lack of black men, ma'am.
You don't think so?
No, I lived in Dallas. Hold on. I was a member of Friendship West Baptist Church. I was part of the. Now she knew she was in trouble. Can't use those bullshit statistics you always trying to use to justify why you don't have a man. Can't use those. Because if you want to use stats, I'm going to use other stats. And the fact that I actually lived down there and was a church guy down there. Now see, women like this Tiffany person that just came in, demons in training, they don't want you to have these conversations.
Remember Oakland Bible.
Exactly. So there's not a problem with the amount of men. When was the last time? Have you ever been engaged?
I have been engaged. Yes.
So why didn't you guys go through with the marriage?
That was early on. His job was going to go to another state, and I wasn't kind of willing to do that.
Okay. Why not?
And again, that was in my 20s. I was 27.
But okay. So
and it was probably a little bit
hold on, ma'am. Okay, hold on. We got something here. You were in your 20s, but it's not like you were 21. You were 27. You were closer to 30. And you said a man proposed to you? Hold on. Were you engaged or he just proposed to you?
Pretty much just proposed.
Okay. And you didn't want to be with him because he was moving. Let me stop you right here. This is something that a lot of these women also do as well. They lie. A lot of these women get late in life, this on and off femininity stuff. you're gonna find a lot of them to say they've been engaged. They've been engaged because after women get a certain age, with no children and no engagement, they start to feel some kind of way about it. And understand, all I did was ask questions about what she said. And what are you seeing? You're seeing that you say you're feminine and you say you can turn it on and off, but this is what happens when you have this on and off stuff. The truth is the easiest thing to remember. And you would know if you were actually engaged. That means a man dropped to one knee and pulled out a rock in public and asked you to marry him. See, a proposal can mean this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind marrying you. That's not a proposal. That's not an engagement. And you didn't want to move.
And it was other things as well. It was other
Where'd
things,
Tiffany
just
go?
not that. It was other
Tiffany
things.
ran away.
Trust wasn't involved. Just a lot of other things as well. So it just wasn't that.
All right. So, from what I'm hearing, you want to be married.
I want to be married.
But
I'm in my 40s.
But you've
I
had
have no kids.
hold on. But you want to be married, but you had a man who wanted to marry. Now, again, this is about femininity, right? Femininity does not argue. It does not debate. Femininity is inviting. It's soft. It does not run down its stats. I want to be married. I have my degree. I have no kids. That's what masculinity does. Masculinity shows its work. You. But you didn't marry him.
Trustworthy. He wasn't trustworthy.
Now, the reason I said, well, why didn't you marry this guy who wanted to marry you and propose to you? And to her, he wasn't trustworthy. Now, what I did not ask that night, because I was trying to be polite, is he wasn't trustworthy, right? But yet you were having sex with this man. You were allowing this man to enter your body, possibly bring some sort of STD to you, risk actually getting pregnant, giving him access to you in your most vulnerable, the most vulnerable way possible, being in the holiest of holies, but yet he wasn't trustworthy. So when he hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So when he proposed to you, or did he actually propose to you?
We talked about marriage.
Did he actually propose to you? We talked about marriage.
He didn't get on one knee.
Okay, no. So he didn't. Okay, that's a lie. For those who are keeping score, the lies just keep piling up. Because all I do is ask for clarification. Femininity doesn't need to lie either. Femininity does not shade the truth. Notice how agreeable, cooperative, submissive. Something else femininity does not do. It does not play semantics. And it answers questions directly because it's operating in good faith, Charles Faulkner. If y'all don't stop highlighting me, okay, 6ix9ine, I'm going to go ahead and time you out. I've told you guys to stop highlighting me. You want my attention? You get it the right way. You put it in super chat. You at me and highlight me. I'm going to time you out. Charles Faulkner, you ask a feminine woman a simple question. You ask, are you going to Texas? Are you going to Dallas? The woman will say yes. She won't say, I'm not going. Well, no, not Dallas. Well, I thought you were going to. No, I'm going to Irving. See, that right there is not trying to be agreeable, not trying to cooperate. It's trying to be combative, argumentative. Watch how often this happens. All right. This is the simple. So when he didn't get on one knee, but when you talked about marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided you weren't going to marry him, was the relationship over that day?
It was pretty much going downhill after that.
Notice how, and when I said, especially with my age, this is why so many women are trying to come to femininity late in life, thinking they can turn it off and on, not going all in. And then they wonder why so many men of our generation don't want to deal with them. They're truly shocked at why we don't want to deal with them. This is, if I'm not going to continue to stop it. I'm going to let it play on out, guys. But I just need you to focus on how often, just how natural this is. And that's my ultimate point in this show, is turning femininity on and off becomes this. Versus staying in your femininity produces the opposite result. That's what I need you ladies to understand.
I mean, we've all been in relationships that was not supposed to be. He was that person. And I've been in other relationships, come on now. I've been in relationships and they wasn't the right ones.
Based upon what, ma'am?
Just the chemistry wasn't there. Maybe just
whoa,
in it for.
whoa. Why do you get married?
Why do you get married? Because you in love with that person.
Wrong. What
Or
church?
you love that person.
What church did you say you went to?
Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship.
Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. Tony Evans.
There you go.
I know very well. Where does love come into you too, lady? I'm gonna help you too. Interesting how this gentleman would most likely argue that no woman can define who, how, or what a man could be. Yet many like him have the audacity to define what femininity is. Yeah, you've been on many a show, and you're another one of these argumentative, difficult to get along with women. And the sad part is, you're actually an attractive woman, but your very essence is ugly. Like it or not, anybody listening to this, let me go ahead and just go in. Anybody with 2 ears and a functioning brain can define this. And I challenge you to get on the show and tell me that, come get on the panel if you want it. Don't get in the chat room and talk shit. Get on the panel. No, ma'am. You called the show. See, you're a Christian, but you're not living like a Christian woman.
No, I put it in your comments. I want a God-fearing Christian man who loves and fears the Lord.
I didn't see the comments, but I'm here.
Well, I did say that. I did say that.
Okay, so here's the
he has to be God-fearing.
Hold on.
God-fearing Christian.
Hold on, chick. Let me help you out. I know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Everybody, help the little chick out. New power, whatever. She's about to leave the chat, and no, I won't be super chatting to address you with a proposition. You address me with a proposition. You want me to contact you if I'd like to speak with you about it? No, chick, I'm not contacting you. You're nobody. You can run around these places trying to engage in conversation. See, if you were really the woman you try to present yourself to be, you'd already have a husband right now. Other than being an annoying chick that runs through these chat rooms on this pseudo pro-black stuff. I know who you are. And I have no more patience for women, especially like you. So, here you go. On out the door with you. And see, this is what tends to happen. When a lot of you black women get backed into the corner, you want to overtalk a man. That's not going to work. You said you had a man that he wanted to marry you, but there was something wrong with him. Then you said that you've been in relationships with other men, but there's always something wrong with him.
And there's been some stuff wrong with me as well.
I want you guys to pay attention. If this chick said she was leaving, but yet when I told her to kiss my ass, just like most argumentative, angry, masculine black women, that shit turns on. Now she can't leave. You're not going to leave. You're going to sit here and be pissed off brooding. But you're going to watch. And you'll be back.
I'm learning. I tuned into your show. I tuned into your show hoping to get some feedback.
I can tell. And if you'll listen, one of the major things that's wrong with what right now is you are over talking me. Why?
It's
Napa
called
Auto
conversation.
Parts.
We're conversing.
Gentlemen, I need you to understand something. On and off femininity, by its nature, is on saying you're on and off combative. Honestly, women like this really do believe this is a conversation. Kind of like when men we roast each other, we play the dozens, we snap, we Jones. That's how men talk. She really believes that this is a healthy, normal conversation. This is what you get with light switch femininity. Ladies, I need you to understand something. This is not conversation. You don't overtalk. First off, you said you came to my show because you're looking for some answers or something like that. So why would you come to somebody looking for something and then talk over them?
I thought we was conversing. I wasn't talking
Well,
over you.
that's why I can
And
tell you
conversing is not a
one of the
word.
things wrong with so many Generation X black women is you don't have a healthy interaction with black men. You talk over us. You're disrespectful.
By the way, guys, I told you the Napa Auto Parts would shut up, but she would still be here because she can't leave. I'm going to prove it to you. See, you can still be highlighted in the chat room, chick. You're still here.
You're in your masculine energy, and even me trying to ask you some questions, and I've shown that
He
I know what I'm
likes it.
talking about. Lived in Dallas. I didn't even told you your pastor. Trust me, I know plenty about Oak Cliff Bible. Anyway,
Go ahead. What you
all
gonna
these
say?
men, all of these men, they weren't all the problem. And then when it comes right down to tend to be many women your age tend to focus so much on what they want. And when I asked you why it didn't work, you didn't tell me this guy was beating you. He was a drug addict. He was an adulterer. You just said the chemistry wasn't there. And what I mean, and I'm assuming you mean the physical chemistry.
No, we just didn't get along. We just didn't get along.
So why were you dating? Why were
we
you
did
dating
more
somebody you
arguing.
didn't? So why were you even dating somebody you didn't get along with?
That exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So during my dating, I learned. You learn, and unfortunately,
During her dating, she learned. Learn what? Sadly, a lot of people just learn how to become more combative.
See, when it gets right down to, and she's still here. Napa Auto Parts. Why are you still? I'm gonna tell you why she's still here. Because I'm the kind of man that she would love to get with, but she can't. That's why she's here. Wanting men's attention. See, chicks like this are used to having guys kiss up to her, kiss her ass because of the way she looks. I'm not. You're not special to me, lady. And you came in here looking for smoke. You go everywhere looking for smoke. If you want to talk to me, you can wait just like every other woman and get on the panel. Now, you're still here, and I'm going to continue to let you make yourself look thirsty. But you're going to have to wait, baby. I got shit to do.
and unfortunately, during my times of dating, YouTube and getting, advice from men such as yourself, which I thought you would be somebody who I could get, listen to and kind of get some feedback, but it wasn't around then.
On
So
her
we
left
kind of
cheek,
had to
on her right
go through
cheek.
those charted waters on our own and try to get, get an understanding. But now with me being 40 in my 40s, it's like, I've learned a lot, but I'm still learning and I'm willing to open my ears to what,
Where'd
men
you go to
have to
get your
say.
master's? Where'd you go to school to get your master's?
You probably don't think it's
I don't care, ma'am. I'm just asking.
Prairie View A&M University.
Shout out to Prairie View. What are y'all, the Panthers?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have to take out student loans to go to school?
I took out some, yes.
All right. So you did that to get your degree in education. How much have you invested into psychological counseling and mental health counseling?
For myself,
Yes.
uh, I've sought it. I haven't did it.
So in other words, she sought it, but it means nothing. Meaning, I see that there are problems. I see that there are issues. These things aren't working. But I think so little of black men, I ain't gonna go get nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing to make myself a better mate or match for them. Accept me as I am, because I got a master's and I'm a Christian. Take me as I am. That's not cooperative. That's not agreeable. It's not feminine.
I do realize that it's
ma'am,
helpful.
the number 0. See
I went to
so I need you to listen,
counseling.
ma'am. I need you to listen. I'll let you talk. I need you to listen. What I've actually just showed you is you focus more on this so-called career. And I asked you very clearly, if you approach finding a decent man the same way you approached your career, you'd probably be more successful. And you told me, no. You've had men here, and you sound like you've had men who are willing to do something with you, but there's always an impediment that's you. Okay, but you knew to go get a higher level degree, and you realized that there were problems in these relationships, but you never sought any kind of counseling. But you're going to YouTube for free advice? But hold on, but ma'am, you're going to YouTube for free advice, but you're an educated woman.
Okay, and that's why you listen to men such as yourself and see, okay, hey, therapy wouldn't be a bad thing. So
Wow.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm all for it. So I'm not opposed to it.
So if you're not opposed to it, if you're not opposed to it and you're all for it, when are you going to start?
I have went to church.
She's still here, y'all. Baby girl's still here. She like them smacks on each one of them cheeks. See, all this intelligence, and this lady asked me the question, did getting your master's hurt you? And I just said, let's look and see. You're educated, but you didn't go get anything done. See that all these problems happening, but then your answer is you're going to go to church. So I laugh when we talk about turning femininity on and off and judging this dude, CJ King, and all this other kind of. For the women who say they want to get with brothers, what kind of wife do you want to be to him? What kind of woman do you want to be? Is this it?
Counseling. That's what I was also trying to inform you.
Let me tell you something, ma'am. See, what I hear for so many of you Generation X black women, Jesus ain't your husband, and God ain't where you go to get mental counseling. See, you're supposed to be a smart one. This is why I say your masters did not help you. You apparently did not learn how to think. So many black women, you are so fucking hard-headed. You want to do it your way. You don't go to church for schizophrenia. You go there for spiritual matters.
I'm listening.
You go to church for spiritual matters. And I will tell you that I'm a man around. Do you date older men? Or is he roughly your age?
Usually age, not much older. So usually 4 or 5 years older or 4 or 5 years younger.
And it's not uncommon for many of you Generation X women to be difficult to deal with. You had a man who wanted to.
Difficult.
Yes, this is a difficult. So understand something. They get upset when brothers on their channels cursing them out, calling them all kind of B's and H's and this and that. I'll sit here and talk to you. Be patient. Let you be heard. And still ain't good enough. for women like Napa Auto Parts. Still ain't good enough for her. Basically, you ain't supposed to question. You ain't supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to accept it. For all you women who say you love brothers so much and you want to be with a strong brother and all this other kind of stuff, here's one question you need to answer. Who leads? Who leads? Who leads? Don't give us any bullcrap answers. Just lay it out. Who leads? Well, my man, after he's done this. No, the men lead. Your man leads you, and when he's not there, we do. We all lead you, not just the dude you're screwing. That's the way you get community protection. You don't get to turn it on and off. Because when you turn it on and off, the men you don't have a relationship with, or you feel some kind of way, they get this. Or what this chick in the chat room's trying to do. Conversation. Did you see how light and breezy those other two conversations were? One woman was married with a child and another one was Asian. But when I deal with older Black women or women with more college degrees, it's always like this.
So I guess that's where I'm confused. I'm not saying where I'm not, I'm being
come back to the
temperamental or anything.
Exactly, man. And she really, and honestly, guys, she was being honest. She did not get it. She didn't understand what the problem was because this is the default setting. With flexible femininity. 932 people in here and watch what they're chatting. I believe that. She had no idea. See, this is normal to you. But it's not.
So just because I'm not agreeing.
Okay. You can.
Then I'm not being
okay,
a yes.
See, there you go. And there again, I'll go back to what you said initially. Talk about you want to be married. I don't mind being submissive, but I don't want to be run over. See, a relationship with a man with so many U Generation X Black women, it's always a zero-sum game. It's if I'm fit, I'll be feminine, but I ain't gonna be no doormat. I ain't gonna be this, I ain't gonna be that. Okay, but whatever it is, you ain't it. You want to be married. We got another 15 minutes, guys. If you want to be married, the market is men. All right. So before this whole thing goes completely off the rails, understand something. Men over here do not hate women. We love women. But the men over here, make no mistake, know who they are. They're the men who are actively out there working, building. They show their work. I got list and list of brothers with the resume that I verified myself. He's over here, he went here, he does this, he's got this on his stat. These are the men you say you want, whether they're blue collar or white collar. So over here, it's not a question of whether or not men have the basic stuff covered to where you should respect them. We don't deal with deadbeats over here. So when I expect women to come over here, know who you're dealing with. Stop treating every man like the deadbeats you're used to dealing with. Over here, you're dealing with a higher caliber of man. And over here, you still can't check that masculine attitude at the door and do the feminine thing you say you can do. How many guys have seen that? Knowing good and doggone well, you can see 700 some odd men over here. Knowing this is a different kind of chat room than you see anywhere else. And you still get some of the same feedback. We get to pick. One man wanted to be with you. You didn't want to move. I'm going to tell you right there. And then you said there was something wrong with him, but you still were with him. That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. I don't have to know everything that went on in your relationship. A man wanted to marry you. Why didn't you go marry him and go with him? Because your career and what you wanted to do was more important.
Guess what? Can I respond?
Go ahead.
Can I respond?
Yes, go.
That same man that wanted to marry me, like I said, was more to it.
Yeah. Let it keep going.
He reaches out in Facebook years later, and he's now married to someone else,
Of course he is.
trying to get back with me, and had the nerve to say I'm the one he should have married instead of. So I'm just saying
And
that
you
was
said, and you
nothing
told
for
that
me.
story, and ma'am, you told that story for what reason?
Pretty much saying that shows the type of person that he was. He's trying to cheat on this wife.
God damn it, ma'am,
He trying to.
ma'am. I'm gonna let it play, guys. Have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn?
He was trying to cheat on
Have
his
you,
wife with
ma'am?
me. And
Can
I
you hear
said,
me?
"Sir,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?"
No, I'm not listening. Can you hear me? Have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn?
I have.
Why didn't you marry him?
Oh my goodness.
Now, I want you guys to pay attention. She wanted to just talk about, tell her reason why she's such a good woman. I feel you. But the results should show that. So many of our women just want to walk around talking about how great they are. Okay, then you should have no problem with getting any men. I'm so great that he wanted to marry me one time, and then he still wanted to get with me. That does you no good, lady. Does you no good. And when you go ahead and finally grant the argument, great, you're the beautiful thing, you're the best thing in the world. Have you ever dated a man worth a damn? Yeah, then why don't you marry him? Why is that an insult? Newsflash, ladies, it should not be an insult to ask you about your husband or about your father. If it's an insult to you because a man asks you about your husband or your father, but we can ask any other group of women about their husband or their fathers and they would just answer the question, even if they weren't married, they would get insulted. Because so many of you expect to be going through life completely unattached, using men the way you want to use us, and only using men for what you think we're useful for. Yeah, Hazel is here. I got somebody in the chat room right now. Hazel, you're gonna have to put your microphone on. What's wrong with the question, ma'am? Why is that an insult? I asked you, have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn? And you said, I have. And I said, why didn't you marry him? And you said, oh my goodness, why?
He didn't propose to me, and it didn't work out. It just didn't work out.
Just didn't work out. They just never work out.
You don't marry every man that you meet.
Right. No. See, here's what I'm hearing. Guys, what I need you to understand, a lot of times when you hear men talking about stuff, you ladies think the men are off base. Ma'am, you had a man who wanted to marry you.
I'm the
Ma'am, you had a man that wanted to marry you. You didn't want to give up your so-called career and move. That man is married.
And he trying to cheat on her with me.
He trying to cheat on her with me.
Hello.
Hazel.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Your name is Hazel?
Hi.
Your name is Hazel?
That's the name I'm going by, but not in real life.
Okay. What you got for me? Why am I wrong?
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. I actually wanted to say I agree with the advice that you're giving. And I think this was something that I battled with when I was in my teens, unconsciously, and now that I'm developing my femininity, it's been very, very helpful to me.
Who are you? You want to? How old are you? If you don't, nobody can see.
I'm 26.
You're 26.
Yes.
And who's helping you, or how are you working on your femininity?
Part of the way I'm helping myself is through YouTube channels like yours, but then also ones by women.
Okay.
And overcoming some issues from my childhood as well.
Right.
Like built up awareness
Mm-hmm.
and things like that.
Are you and how long have you been doing that? How long has it been since you started that work?
Probably, I think since I've been consciously doing it, probably like a year or so.
Okay.
I think before just getting rid of like a lot of childhood trauma and bitterness helped me get rid of like a lot of like defensiveness, and that made me be more intrinsically. But then being actively aware of femininity helped me with like, the rest of it.
Are you nervous?
I'm still not perfect.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to be. Nobody can see you. No one can see you. No one knows your name. You're just talking to me. I'll make one suggestion to you. That we all have a point to where we have to start actively doing more than just videos. You're going to have to start working with somebody one-on-one. Because now you're aware of issues. Now it's time to really start digging and going deep. And none of us are equipped to do that alone. And one of the things that I hate to see is people get stuck in trying to do their own self-analysis and wasting time. Like you said, you're in your mid-20s. You still got a lot of life left. And let's just say up until the moment you called, let's just say it's all been shit. Let's say it's been the worst parts of the Bible. Okay? You still arguably got another 50, 55, 60 years to go. What are you going to do with that? And if you didn't have somebody helping you along the way to get to 26, to help you get pointed in the right direction, give you healthy role models, healthy things to look at, that's cool. You may have been used to having to do it all on your own. A lot of Black children have to raise and parent themselves because mothers don't want them. Mothers love them, but they don't like them. But you got to start trust. You're going to have to work with somebody else. And here's what happens if you don't. You really will never learn to trust anybody other than yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Are you working right now? I mean, pre-COVID?
I'm a student right now.
Okay. That's why I asked.
So I
are you in
get a stipend.
Okay. You're in college? Okay. So a lot of colleges have parts of student services. Whether you live on campus or off campus is irrelevant. As long as you're enrolled, I think at least part-time. I don't know if it's part-time or full-time, but look into some of the student services. I mean, it's often free.
Okay.
Yeah. See, not nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be. So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, guys, people get nervous calling up here. That's why I keep the lady. Let me go ahead and let's hold on. Let's have that conversation. Does that make you sleep better at night?
No, it doesn't.
Then why do you keep bringing it up like it's supposed to?
Because you keep
no. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. You keep saying it like it matters. Okay, to bring everybody up to speed, one of the big issues with women who have with this on-off femininity, they tend to overvalue themselves because you're in your masculine. You're trying to. Men are used to having to say, "Look how tall I am. Look how big my muscles are." This whole look at this, look at that. When I answer the question, this guy that wanted to marry you didn't want to marry him, and now he tells you the one you should. Does it make you sleep any better at night? Are you any happier? And when I ask that question, no, I'm not. Then why are you talking about it? Because that's all I got. That's really the point. That's all I got. That's all I know how to do, and it ain't working. Let's say I believe you. So what? I don't know how he said or the context he's saying it. Is he saying, you know what? Has he offered you a plane ticket to come through and have sex?
Really?
Yeah, you say he's trying to cheat? Please tell me how.
Yeah, he's trying to cheat. Yeah.
How?
He stays in the same state.
How? How?
What you mean, how?
Look at how indignant she got. Yeah. He trying to cheat. Lady, this is your ex-man. Why you still got this much energy for this dude? Remember what women always want to ask you? Who hurt you? Ain't that what the question they always ask you, fellas? When you got something to say about them, they're like, who hurt you? I'm asking myself, why you got so much energy for a dude that's married? If you actually are who you say you are, why are you even talking to an ex? Especially one that's married. Oh, it's going to show itself.
Trying to come over to my house, want to take me out to dinner.
Then why you okay? If that's the case, ma'am, if that's the case, Miss High Virtue, you know he's married. Hold on. You know it. No, let's back up. You're throwing stones at this guy, so I'm going to challenge that. He's married, right?
He's married.
And you're a Christian. Hold on.
He didn't come out.
You're not going to do this shit. He's married, right? You're a Christian.
He reached out.
Hey, ma'am, he's married, right?
Right.
You're a Christian, right? You're a Christian, right?
And I didn't entertain.
You're a Christian, right?
Yes, and I didn't.
Why are you continuing to talk to a married man?
I didn't entertain his conversations.
Ma'am, you said he keeps calling. You said he keeps trying to holler at you, keep trying to come over. That is a lie. Please tell me this all happened in one conversation. He hit you up on Facebook and then all of a sudden asked you to come over and over and again. No.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't disrespect on the first conversation.
See how this bullshit goes? It's always the men. It's always somebody else. He's a married man. He is a married. Okay. So I go back to what I initially asked. What I said in the chat room. Yes, your education and the longer you wait and the longer you're out of dealing with the men, the less cooperative women become. So bottom line, okay, so you can listen because apparently you need to listen because you came to get answers. Let me give you some answers.
Okay.
One, you're not a good picker of men.
Thank you.
No. And that means you had decent men. You had suitable men. You just turned them down because you don't know what you're doing. Because the man you turned down, you said it yourself, he's married. He's married. You're not. He is. You're not. He is. You're not. You're not. He is.
He's the one.
You're not. He is. You're not. He is. You hear that? She tried to say, if he was the one and he gonna cheat, I'm good being single. There's so many things twisted with this kind of thinking that is straight up masculine. Why are you even talking to an ex? It's an ex for a reason. Comparison. Well, if that's what it's supposed to be, I'm good being single. Okay. But you're looking for answers because it's not working. Lord, I remember this live. She was just contradicting herself left and right. I know, Brandy. YJ.
Hello. How are you?
I am well. It's your turn.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. No. Well, thank you for allowing me to be in here. But I actually listened to the original play of all of this, and hearing it back a second time, it really got me thinking about it, mainly when you said, you went into all this debt for your schooling, so why wouldn't you to find a husband? And that really hit me different.
Right?
Mainly because, oh my gosh, well, I never saw it that way, especially for Black women. I feel like we kind of get it beaten into our heads, depending on who, mainly our mothers who are raising us. We get the whole be independent driven home, and we're willing to do whatever. And our counterparts, our non-Black counterparts, are taught find a good husband, and they, live their lives accordingly. So it's so interesting to me. I love that.
So, you mind sharing a little? How old are you?
Oh, I'm 29.
29. Okay, my question is, how come that didn't offend you?
Well, I
Or did
it
it
didn't
offend you?
offend me.
Or did it offend you?
It did not offend me because it just made sense. It was a different way of thinking about it, and definitely different from, I think, what we're taught as Black women.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so true, you know. Also, I'm not very masculine,
Mm.
so it
I
wasn't
can
an
tell.
issue.
People in the chat room saying you sound like a woman. I'm like, yeah. So what part of the country you living in?
Oh, right now I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Oh, Long Island. Wow. I didn't really know what Long Island was until I moved to New York. So did your job take you to Columbus?
School, actually. I went to the Ohio State University.
Uh-oh, you're a Buckeye. The Ohio
Yes,
State.
sir.
Okay. And I'm crazy. I'm from Oklahoma. So when I knew OSU, that was Oklahoma State. I really did not understand.
I
OSU
didn't
was
understand because of
well,
that.
but so you're a Buckeye, and now what are you doing with yourself in Columbus?
Yes, I'm a freelance public relations
Uh-oh,
specialist.
PR. There you go. I don't know if you know about me, but I come from kind of that background.
Well, that's what I love about you too. I
Mm.
love, the image consulting and stuff. It's like, oh, that's kind of similar. That's so similar to what we do.
So, do you want to get married in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Get married, I always say 2, 4, or 6 kids, but I know that's
Well,
kind of crazy.
well, no, it's not. No, it depends. I mean, if you watch my channel, I deal with guys I call Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. And 95% of my clients want wives. The guys who actually
That's
pay.
what I love about your channel.
I mean, look, I didn't honestly, as an image consultant, life coach, I didn't go looking for a lot of the shit I talk about. It came to me. And when I hear guys countrywide, worldwide, who are saying, "Yep, even with the situation, all these things going on, I still want a wife and kids." So, well, there's, I guess everybody just needs to find one another. So you went to Ohio State. How are you using the Alumni Association or the network to help you get what you want out of life?
You know, that's another thing I really haven't tapped into, the Alumni
Oh
Association, but
man, come on. Are you in a
I
sorority?
know, I know. Yes, I am.
Which one?
I actually pledged, I guess, a traditionally white sorority because the
Go ahead, go
one,
ahead. Which one is it? I know
Alpha Omicron Pi.
Alpha Omega A O Pi. Do we have those at OU? But
I, yeah.
I don't know if we did or not. So you're in PR. You're in Columbus. Um, are you? Do you have to stay in Columbus?
Oh no, that's the benefit of being freelance right now. I'm kind of realizing it now. I can go back home to New York.
Yeah.
Maybe not right now.
Well, look, if I did a show the other day talking about if you want to have that 3 children,
Yeah.
and if you have a PR background, you could easily run a consulting firm as a housewife and
That's
make good money,
oh,
make damn good
oh
money.
yeah,
So
that's what I'm
go ahead.
excited about.
Well, like my guys, whether he was Blue or he was Blake. See, you have the kind of background that you could actually run a bona fide business from the house and make real 6 figures. And you're not
Hmm.
talking about, just no offense to cupcakes, not just making cupcakes,
Hmm.
and be a part of a mover and shaker. So, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4.5".
You know what's coming next.
I know, I know.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Come on,
I'm
come with it.
I'm 145 and dropping.
Okay, okay, 145 and dropping. I thought you were gonna give me some shit around 180, and I was gonna be like, oh, we were doing so good. All right, so you're AO. Okay, so you're pretty much like I've told a lot of sisters you need to do. You need to start going to. You pledge Delta, but you need to go to the white church and find out what the white sorority. You pledge the white sorority. A lot of your sorority sisters are probably already married.
Oh, it's like you're reading my mail. Yeah.
I know. I mean, see. Thank you for telling these people that I'm not just making shit up.
No, you're absolutely not. I would say with the girls that I'm still close with right now, we're all around the same age, give or take 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all of them, they're married with at least one kid
Mm-hmm.
or engaged to be married.
Thank you for okay. You got shit that that can be worked with. When I deal with women like you, I usually end up finding them either via a matchmaker or they're trying to find a husband. You got things that you can work with. So here's the thing: at Alpha Omicron Pi, if I were you, I would consider AK black sorority, aka or Delta. You can still join one of these organizations because all you have to do is, I mean, I don't know. Are you still very active with your sorority? Because I know I know predominantly white fraternities and sororities are a lot different than we are.
Okay, so I was for a little bit when I moved out here after graduation, but I've gotten involved in other things like the Junior League. I've done some political organization
Do you
events, and
have a
especially
personal trainer?
not yet. I've been doing everything off of like
No,
YouTube and
no,
watching my
no. And
diet.
let me you got all the pieces. You got
Yeah.
all the pieces. You're so fucking close. So close. You're so close. You just gotta do.
You know, I'm always saying that.
But you okay? Go back and watch a bunch of shows that I just did. You got all the. I talk about joining the American Heart Association, the Junior League, Chamber of Commerce. You got all these pieces, and you are one of the powerhouse universities in the country. Ohio State has an incredible alumni association,
Mhm.
and you're already active. But we got to get you down to where you're at your fighting weight. I need you at, how tall are you? 5'4"?
And a half.
5'4.5", and that counts for. I need you down to 120 because if you're talking
Yeah.
about 3 kids, you got to give yourself that 30 pounds to grow to where you're not going to be looking at your other alpha Omicron Pi sisters. You don't want to be the big girl with the 2 kids, 3 kids.
No, sir. And I've already seen it with some of my sisters. I mean, I love them to death, but the
I see them all the
what you're
time.
saying is true.
I know, I see them all the time. The Soccer Mom Association. I did my MIT event in Dallas, and I took a lot of brothers down to Highland Park, and we were sitting out at a cafe, and a bunch of sorority girls that went to SMU and all this other kind of stuff, and they were surprised. I was like,
Mhm.
you see all these women with all these children, and not one of them over a size 8. Um,
Yeah.
so, I, without getting too deep into it, one, you got to get with a personal trainer and start making working out a part of life. Flexibility,
Yeah.
Pilates, yoga, that's a great way to go to build muscles and tone. Number
Yes.
one. Number two, um, while you're there, plug into the to the alumni association and to the student association. But 3, I would seriously think about relocating back to New York City.
You think? Okay.
Well, because um, Columbus is still Columbus. Columbus is still Columbus, and the kind of money you would want your husband to make,
Hmm.
um, you're not going to be making that in Columbus. What outside of Ohio State? What are the industries that are in Columbus? What are the big businesses?
Um, yeah, Columbus is a huge hub for health industry,
Yeah.
so we have a lot of big health
Mm-hmm.
systems. Tech is starting to come out here as well, and
But you're 29. You don't
retail. We
have
have
you don't have time for it to come. You need it now.
yes.
So, the smart thing to do would be to do just like I said. I said 3 things, black women. You need an image consultant, a personal trainer, and a
Mhm.
matchmaker. That's it. Image consultant, personal
Okay.
trainer, matchmaker. Because any guy that you would meet, just running down your resume, you already have a pedigree. Now you
Mhm.
need the packaging,
Okay.
and then the preparation, and then you get the proposal. I just made that shit up. Pedigree, packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we got to package all that up, and then you got to put it out on the market, and then let the guys who are the junior partner here, the guy that's on Wall Street, the financier, let him find you. He's an NYU grad. You're OSU. You're OSU grad. Yeah, OSU is Big 10 or Big 12. It's Big 12 now. It's
Big 10.
Big 10. So, Big East really isn't that much. Maybe you find somebody. Maybe you find somebody from the West Coast that's in New York. They're Pac-10. You may even fuck around and marry somebody from Michigan. Like it or not, Michigan School of Business. Big Blue has some powerhouse people in this country. You know this.
Man, that's almost sacrilegious telling that to a Buckeye.
It's sacrilegious it's sacrilegious on Saturday. It's called good business after and before.
Mm-hmm.
It's good fucking business. You would okay. Would you rather marry a Wolverine or a Spartan? Who's gonna have
Spartan?
But who has the most juice? From a
the Wolverine.
And that's what you're marrying. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. I know people. In Oklahoma. We have. You want to mute one of those channels in the background. Everybody has their rivalry. But it's called a house divided. Hell, you even have in PR. You could even use that to your advantage. Yeah, I can do your damage control. Da 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 da. I married a Wolverine. If I can manage our stuff, I can marry your stuff.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
See? Well, thank you for calling into the show and letting people realize, you know what? This guy ain't just making shit up. He's not just talking out the side of his neck. He actually does know a little bit about something, and you got things to work with. Stay in touch.
No, the uncle knows what he's doing. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. See how pleasant that is to talk to a woman who really is. See what femininity does? What did I say, sister? Go join a white sorority. Watch how a non-black sorority, watch how they move. You can still go be a Delta or an AK or something on down the line. Get in the junior league, all this other kind of stuff. You guys have heard me say this over and over again. It's about winning. And your non-black counterparts are out to win. Juxtapose that with the person I'm talking to right now, who I know she went to PV for business school. I don't know if she went to HBCU. Then the lady in the chat room that was going back and forth. Napa. Why are you upsetting the pa and this woman wasn't? Finish this off and we're going to get to it. So you're not going to just keep coming over here saying everything is wrong with a man. Number one.
I can't hear you talk. Can you hear me?
No, because I'm going to give you this, man. I'll give you this.
I can't hear you.
Well, it's not my problem. Oh. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. Here's the thing. Let me back this down. You said this man wanted to marry you back when you guys were together.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't want to leave and go follow his job.
And he wasn't trustworthy.
Oh, Jesus, God. Okay.
I said that.
So let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Do you think this is how you're supposed to talk to people?
Oh, okay.
I'm serious. There are 900. No, seriously. There are 981 people in here. And you have the impulse control of like a kid.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. God ain't got nothing to do with this, ma'am.
Meaning,
I start saying something and you cut.
If I refute that and go against it.
Honestly, what is there really to refute? By the way, I asked this woman to do something. She agreed to do it. And to this date, she still hasn't done it. Yeah. Abby, you're on the way in. We'll let this play. In the chat room. This is a playback in the background. Does anyone see a problem here? I have to. Here's the problem. You're a 42-year-old educated black woman. I have to mute you to talk.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Because if I don't, you won't be quiet. You won't allow me to even make a point. As soon as I start talking, you want to interrupt. And that's anyway. Like I said, you were with this man. You were together at 27. He wanted to marry you. You didn't want to marry him. And you said there was something wrong with him. Okay. You didn't want to move with him. Okay. Then I'll move on. So what about other men? Oh, I've had other men. Okay. Then I asked you one simple question. Have you ever dated a decent man? Have you ever been with a decent man? Yes. Why didn't you marry them? See, you've got plenty, we all got plenty issues. But far too many women like you want men to be perfect, and you're not.
I never said I was.
But no.
Never said I was.
But did you miss the point? What's the point I was making? Was the point I was making that you're perfect, or the point I was making is everybody's got something wrong with them? Everybody I've asked, everything I've asked you about men, there's always been something wrong. So what? There's always going to be something wrong with somebody. There's something wrong with you.
Right. I agree.
So if that man who married the first man that married, that you didn't want to marry and hit you up on Facebook, did you know he was married?
No, not at the time. No.
Okay. Then when he hit you up on
So I
Facebook,
eventually found out.
Eventually, you didn't find out in the first conversation?
Meaning I didn't know that he was married until we talked over the phone, because he reached out via Facebook.
So the answer is, you in the first conversation you found out. Again, I want you guys to go back and count how many times I ask a direct question and you get to run around. I know it's exhausting, but here's the thing. Part of my skill set is learning how to be a really good active listener. But most men have probably just jumped off a cliff by this time. This does not help you, ladies. Was married.
We talked about our lives, what we've been through.
The first conversation. Okay, can you answer a direct question with a yes or no answer?
Yes, I found out that he was married.
How many more conversations did you have with him after that?
We talked.
How many more conversations did you have after that?
I can't count. It was a number of conversations.
A number of conversations. So let me get this right. A number of conversations. The number, is that more than 5, more than 10, more than 15, more than 20, more than 25, more than 30, more than 35, more than 40, more than 45?
More than 5.
More than 5. So let me get this right. A man that you had no reason to deal with. I got to respond to something in the chat room. K Smooth said, let's make this clear. Everyone ain't marriage material. Only about 25% of men are women. Where are you getting that? Where are you getting that stat from? Where are you getting that stat from? You're saying 3 out of 4 people aren't marriage material. Please explain. That you broke everything off with, that you did not want to marry and did not want to move and follow. He reached out to you.
And he was not disrespectful.
He reached out to you over Facebook over several years later. And then in the first conversation, you found out he was married.
Right.
As a Christian, why did you continue to have conversations with him?
And he was like, hey.
As a Christian, why did you continue to have conversations with this married man?
He wasn't
As a Christian, why did you continue to have a conversation with this married man?
Because I always, from my belief system, from the Tony Evans belief system, the way we're taught, and from the Bible perspective.
This is where it starts to fall off the rails. So, I could tell she was about to get upset and start lying because she starts stalling for time. When I asked the direct question is, why as a Christian woman are you talking to an ex-lover of yours who you know is married? That's a hard stop question. And when she decided to try to justify this shit, the conversation was over. From my belief system, from the way I believe, what? I got the same Bible you do. And from the way Tony Evans, trust me, Tony Evans, Pastor Oak Cliff Bible ain't never told a married woman, single women, yeah, it's cool to sit around and talk to your ex-lovers, your married ex-lovers.
We was not talking in any way that I don't have conversations at work.
Oh, man. Whoa. Now, look here. You're not going to put that on Pastor Evans. And you're not going to put that off on Christianity. I've been baptized since 5, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's bull. Did you ever ask to speak to his wife? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. This is what. Why I have to speak to his wife for what? You're a Christian woman. It's all innocent. Why wouldn't you ask to speak to his wife? I mean, if you had honorable intentions, you didn't. I wanted to say 10%, but it's just an opinion. Okay. This is another one, you Bible thumping Christian wannabes. You're not living like a Christian woman. Number one, why would you ask to speak to his wife? Because he rich. What's a wretch? Are y'all listening to this shit? This is a woman who says she had a married man reach out to her on Facebook and trying to throw shit at him like something wrong with him. Understand something. I did this another object lesson. Finished. Women like this are finished. Kick dirt on them, they're done. Now, let me explain why I said this. I know that's harsh and probably turned some people off. But at a certain point in time, a man has to be able to render a verdict, an opinion. I stand by what I said here and understand what I'm about to say. It wasn't to be bombastic. It certainly wasn't meant to try to be mean or argumentative. But anybody, just ask, just look in the chat room. Or go in the comment section. A lot of brothers like, I don't see how you do this, man. You got the patience of Job. I wouldn't do. So if I have more patience than the average person, I got a lot of patience. If you get to the end of my patience, you've done something. That's why I say it's over, because you get to the end of my patience and you still got more BFF. You got more bull in the tank. People aren't going to deal with this. I don't know any man in their right mind who would want to deal with this. And it's absolutely infuriating that so many of these women actually believe that they honestly are on the level up here. She probably really believes that something's wrong with all these other guys. But when I asked her the one simple question, have you ever dated a man that was worth a damn? I have. Why didn't you marry him? See, there comes a point in time where you got to say the problem is you. And I go back to the same point. This college educated, master's, proud career woman has invested $0. Donald Haggerty says, Kevin, on several occasions you made reference to many women using profanity. So why do you need to use profanity when you're talking to this woman? First of all, Donald, I don't need to do anything. I chose to. Number one. Number two, I'm a man. My question is, why are you comparing a man to a woman? As a man, why are you comparing a man to a woman? So I think bro, you're looking for the issue. It's not here. Into understanding why that finger's empty, but yet she says she still wants it.
Can I talk now?
About what?
It looked like you've already written my story.
I don't really, I mean,
So,
this is my show. I mean, you're not paying me for this. So, I mean,
and again, like I said, I mean, I value your
don't.
opinions.
No, you
I
don't.
value.
Valerie A. Valerie A says, what's Kevin's value? Divorced 2 times. Well, Valerie, you're more than welcome to get on the show, but I would tell you this. More attempts for ad hominem attack. And what? Because you've been divorced twice, that means what? Does that make me more knowledgeable or less? But I'll play it the way you want to. What does your husband say about your value, Miss No Avatar? And when you get on the show, make sure he's on the. When you get on the show, you make sure he's on the line with you. Because see, at least I can say I've been married. And if I choose to get married, I get married by the end of this year. I got 2 women right now who want to be Miss Samuels. Have you ever had a man propose to you in public with a 2-carat ring? Have you ever had a man ask your father for your hand in marriage? So instead of getting your back all up trying to find flaws or holes in my argument, 820 people watching, and they keep coming back to hear this guy who's been divorced twice talk. And just like the last woman on there who said, you could read my mind, apparently he knows what he's talking about. So, but like so many of you burnt pies, so many of you finished women, just like the woman that I'm on here that I said kick dirt on them, you cannot accept the fact. Let's do it. You keep talking over. What's going on, guys? Oh, it takes forever for this audio connect. I'm really triggered. Sweetheart, no. See, unlike you, you're watching me for free. I'm making money doing this. So, no, you don't trigger me. Nice try, though. You don't. No, you
Now you
don't.
won't
Because you
let me
keep talking.
out.
Because I can do that, man. You don't
But
value my
I
opinion.
Another
see
over
that
the
your
hill
show is really
female
based
seeking to
around women.
overvalue herself in a man's space. But notice she didn't answer anything about her husband or anything else like that. Poor baby. It's. See, I don't. What happened there?
Life is over if I
And
continue to listen.
she's still talking. She's still talking. Cause you know why? She got a lot to say. And the sad thing is that there are so many. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, hi. Okay. I just had a quick question.
Before you start, please introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. Do I
Make up
need to say
just
my
say something
height?
just make up a name so I know how to address you.
Okay. Tiffany.
Interesting name to pick, but go ahead. Go for it, Tiffany.
Okay, my question or
Yeah.
statistics or
No, your
sorry,
question.
description.
Your
Okay.
question.
I just wanted to know, so I've been hearing a lot that as a woman you shouldn't date a man with potential. And I'm wondering, like, from you as a man, like, is it okay to, like, for a woman to date someone who has potential, like they're working towards something, even though they're not there yet?
Okay. So the question is, if I'm correct, you said you've been hearing a lot of people say you don't date a man's potential. You date something else. And you want to know,
Yes,
is it
like someone
okay?
who already has.
But you want to know, is it okay to actually date potential? Okay. How old are you?
23,
Okay. And how old is he?
30.
You sounded like there's almost something shameful about that.
Because there's like the stigma
No.
of
Over here,
dating
that's a good
older.
thing. Over here, that's a good thing. I was hoping you were gonna get closer to. I believe 35-year-old men need 23-year-old wives. Over here,
Okay.
I don't. I believe. Okay, so I don't care about stigma. I care about outcomes. 23-year-old men
Okay.
can't make anything. Okay, 23. How long have you guys been together?
About 4 years.
Okay, so you got together when you were 19 and he was
Mhm.
26. Okay, so
Mhm.
the next question I'm going to, could you make sure to go into another room or get off speaker or something? Because we're getting background noise.
So,
No problem. No problem. No one can see you. And I'll give you my opinion. Um,
yes.
um, what does your father think about him?
I don't have a father figure in my life.
All right. Are you your mother's only child?
I know I have 2 other siblings,
Are they sisters or brothers?
sisters.
Okay. So it's 4 women in the house. Okay. Are you the oldest,
Mhm.
or youngest, or the middle?
Youngest.
Okay. So you're the baby girl.
Mm.
All right. The baby girl, and do all of your sisters, do you all have the same father?
No.
Okay. Baby girl, no judgment. I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to understand. So it's three.
Okay.
You got 2 sisters and a mom. So there are 4 women, and you're the baby girl. Are either one of your sisters, are they married?
No.
Okay. So none of you. So you come from a family of all women.
Mhm.
None of your sisters are married. Okay.
Mhm.
And the first thing, and you want to know, should you date a man's potential? And
Yes.
as a 19-year-old woman who met a 26-year-old man, you shouldn't even be with this guy right now. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. I don't need to know what he does for a living. He could be on Mount Rushmore. But a 26-year-old man stepping to a 19-year-old woman should be stepping to her with purpose. There is no way you or any other woman should be with a man for 4 years and not have a wedding ring, much less be talking about potential. A man should have a woman. Real men do not play with these 3 things with a woman: love, marriage, children. Those are kryptonite to you. You can't defend against those. So at 19, I look at you as a woman that was 1 year out of high school. And at 26, if he was stepping to you as a 19-year-old, he should have been stepping to your mother with the intent of dating her daughter, who was 1 year out of high school. There's no way he should have allowed this to go on 4 years. He should have married you a long time ago. And I don't care if it was a diamond flake, it could have been a silver band, it could have been a Coca-Cola bottle cap. And been working however many goddamn jobs he needed to where you ain't asking a strange man on YouTube 4 years later about potential.
Mhm.
But let me ask you this question now. That's just my general opinion. But what is he doing now that you see such potential in him?
Um, well, they opened up a business
Okay.
and they're working like every day. Like they work extremely hard.
Okay.
They work at least 12 hours a
When
day
you
at the
when you
job
say
they have.
when you say they, I don't know who they are. Who's they? Him and
As
his
a person I'm
friend?
dating.
No. We say they. I don't know. Is it him and his friend? Is it a family business? I don't know what they
No,
is.
just him.
Okay. Okay. So he opened a business. And what kind of business is it?
It's a nonprofit to help.
Let me stop you right there, baby.
Okay.
Nonprofits tell you right there what kind of money it's gonna make. None. Are you guys sexually active?
Yes.
All right. If you through all your contraceptives and birth control, if you somehow got a diagnosis you were pregnant with twins, can he afford to take care of you and those children?
No.
Huh?
No.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
And the reason I asked is because if you had a father would have would have sussed this out a long time ago. And your mother, um, you sound like you have no protection. So I'm just going to give you the general advice. That man, he needs to get himself together. And if he's still trying to figure it out at 30 years old, if he's working to build a nonprofit, is he a homeowner?
No.
He has an apartment.
No.
Who does he live with?
One of his friends.
Are you trolling me?
No, I'm not.
Why are you with this man?
Because I don't feel like I have many options. That's one, and then I really do care about him.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. So, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
How much do you weigh?
145.
Okay. Did you go to college?
I did. I went to community college.
Okay. But you didn't finish? You got it? Or did you get an associate's?
I didn't finish. I kind of like switched over, so I
Okay.
just
It's
I couldn't
okay.
really
I'm
find
just
what I
just trying to
liked.
understand what kind. And are you? And what state are you in?
I am currently in Florida.
You had to think about that one.
I know. I'm just scared. I don't want anyone to like find me or anything.
No one's gonna find you. Nobody's gonna find you. And here's a net of it. I don't mean any insult by this, but you sound like a baby to me. And you're the baby girl. You got two older sisters and a mother who should someone if one of the women you were dealing with doesn't sound like any of the women have any idea what's going on.
No.
So let me try to say this as nice way possible. You may care about this guy. You may love him. But love and marriage have nothing to do with one another to begin with. And you got 4 years into this. You don't know anything else. And at the end of the day, you don't feel like you got many options. And he got you when you were young. You can't make a cad into a dad. And the worst thing right now is to mess around and have a child by this guy. You will ruin your life. Because no quality man will ever take you seriously. You will be a side chick until you die. Did you understand what I just said?
Yes, I did.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
No, you really don't. No, you really don't. And I will give you exhibit A, your mother. You're on the path to becoming your mother. 3 children, 3 girls, no masculine energy, no direction, all feelings and chaos. 19-year-old girl gets with a 26-year-old guy who he doesn't own a home. He has nothing other than swag and maybe some good sex. And instead of just having a summer fling, you've been with him for 4 years. You've been with him for almost 20% of your life. This 30-year-old man should have had a job somewhere and been promoted 2 or 3 times. and he's starting a non-profit, which by its definition is broke work. But you don't know enough to know that because you only went half a little bit through college. But now as I'm asking you these questions, you're hearing it. And then when I say, does he own a home? I mean, does anything? He don't own a home. He don't even have an apartment. He lives with his friends. This dude, just on paper, is what I would call a loser. The world will call him a loser. If you're 25 years old and you're not living at home, you're a loser. Well, he's 30 and he's living with a roommate. Still a loser. So any man that's decent is that you would run into is going to look at your history and say, well, shit, you spent 4 years with a loser. And if you have a child with him, you screwed your life. So if you hear nothing else, if you think everything I've said is bullshit, if you think I got it completely wrong, you go get your tubes tied. You do whatever the hell you got to do to make sure you do not reproduce with this man ever. If you think I'm wrong, you come back and look in the chat room at what the women are saying. I have not looked at YouTube once. I have no idea what these people are saying. I am talking to you. You come back and you look at what the women are saying. Then you come back and look at what the men are saying. And I guarantee you, the majority of people are co-signing exactly what I said. I guarantee you there are women in there with children. I guarantee you there are mothers in there with daughters who are screaming, get out of there. And I understand this may be hard to hear because you have feelings for him. But you're young. You got your whole life ahead of you. And this is all kinds of wrong.
Okay, that makes sense.
Keep in contact. Let us know what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Napa, since you're still in the chat room, do I know what I'm talking about yet? Oh no, I hate women, right? Right, that's right. Is Napa Auto Parts still out there? Women in Generation X. Go ahead. Truly feel bad for it because they were told they could have it all. They were told they could go out in the world and get all these degrees and go out and do all this career stuff, and then all these men were going to be waiting. How many men has she passed over? There at least been 3 men she's talked about. The one that wanted to marry her, that she didn't want to have nothing to deal with, another guy, and another guy that she said was decent. 3 or 4 men. How many men you supposed to have a shot at, man? But yeah, get her and her friends together, I guarantee you. It's all men's problem. All men's problem. And these women are heavy in the church in Dallas. Shout out to Nicole Michelle when she said she went to Dallas and looking at the Dallas black women. This is what she was talking about, folks. This is a woman that said, I value your show and I want to hear your opinion, but yet she get on the show and blah, 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 blah. We're almost done with this piece of it, guys. And as soon as I let her talk, if I start to say something, blah, blah, blah.
Can I talk now?
If you have something important, if you have something viable to say.
Yeah.
How about this? Why don't you apologize?
Okay. Apologize for what? I have no problem apologizing. For what?
What do you think I'm asking you to apologize for?
For, do you feel disrespected or?
No.
I'm unclear. What am I apologizing for?
Is this how?
I mean, I have a problem. Mm-hmm.
Is this how, like I asked you? Do you think you have been polite or rude?
I don't think I'm being disrespected, but I will apologize.
I didn't say disrespect. I said polite or rude. I mean, polite would mean something like this. when you speak and I let you speak, and then I start to speak and you interject and keep cutting someone off, is that polite or is that rude?
Okay. I feel like you've done me the same way, but I apologize if you
Okay,
feel like
so
I've
I
been
want you guys
rude.
to pay attention to what just happened. When I made it very simple, I want you to understand the moral conflict. And instead of just saying, you know what, that was rude. No, she had to blame me too. I feel like you did it to me. So it's that tit for tat stuff that they say they don't ever want you to do.
As I've talked, you
I
put
want
me
you
on
guys to
mute.
pay attention. This is a big reason why so many of our women, this generation of women, is by themselves. Even when given an opportunity to try to take it back down, you can't even. I respect you, but I'm not going to respect you enough to even say I'm sorry. My bad. Yep.
I did apologize.
No, that was not that. Okay, so let me get this right.
I apologize, Mr. Kevin Samuels.
First off, there's no sincerity in that, ma'am, and you really
Oh
didn't
my God.
apologize. Hey, you called. If you think, how about this? Okay, Miss English, I'm wrong. You're right, I'm wrong. I'm reading it all wrong. But I tell you what you do. If you really believe that, there are 1,033 people in the chat room. I challenge you to come back and look at the chat room and see what your sisters are having to say. I challenge you to come back and look in the chat room and see what your sisters have to say. Since I got it all wrong, since I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm just off. You come back and look at the chat room. You willing to do that?
I can do that. I can do that.
Okay. And then on the off chance that I happen to be right, then what?
Can you repeat that one more time? Somebody calling in. What did you say?
Valerie's not going to get online with me. On the off chance that I happen to be correct, then what? Valerie's not going to get online when she wants no smoke. She know damn well she can't handle this.
You're going to be, okay.
She just want to sit around and her big ass just want to sit around and talk.
Calling in, so I didn't hear your question.
On the off chance that I am correct, come on, Shirley, you have been being rude, then what? Get on the panel.
Yes, I will apologize.
I would say this, Miss English. There's a show component to this. Going to AutoZone instead. I think if you watch my show, I just go back and look at the shows where I'm dealing with women who are of your age or of your education level, and you're going to see a through line. Then go listen to the shows where I'm dealing with women who are not of your age or not of your education level, and notice the through line there.
Okay. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Like I said, it seems like your show is not really aimed, like you said, really for older women, because it's kind of like we kind of tossed out to dry in your eyes. So it's kind of hard for me to really, grasp your viewpoints, because I just can't go along with some of the things that you say. I can't.
Now, I want you guys to be clear that she's so focused on the fact of my dating preference, and she's overstating. We're just tossed out to view in your eyes. You're 42 and no prospects of any kind of serious long-term relationships. Never had one. And I can't agree with some of the things you say. You got a degree. You got 2 degrees. But none of those things are making you happy. But like the brother who came up with the masculine love object concept said, you got so much invested in it, it doesn't make any sense. Let me read something before I finish it, because it's about to go off the rails, and I want you guys to hear the last part unedited. But there's a guy who wrote something, and I want you guys to read it. He says, regarding regarding the lady who had a PhD, he said, he has a theory about this. He said, I believe over time that a woman invests more and more of her time and energy into gaining a degree and later a career. These two things become what I call masculine love object. Energy that she would have invested into being with the man is now invested in identifying with her degree and career. This is why she could be so proud of her career, like this one, while at the same time living as a single woman, like this one. In other words, a transference is taking place. The masculine love object is now her degree and a career instead of a man. So from her shifted perspective, she has the masculine force she craves in her life. Ultimately, it's coming from her and her relationship with her degree and a career, but not a man. This explains why many career women become masculine. Thank you, brother Craig 6T, for that masculine love object. Here we go. The conclusion.
Say that you're right about me pursuing my education. I think that's a good thing that I did. You're
I
saying
didn't say
that
it was
I
a
should.
bad. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I said, why do your non-black counterparts seem to be able to pursue a higher education and still find a man?
Okay.
And you don't have to. And here's the thing. And you don't have to, ma'am. And you don't have
my
to.
counterparts
Okay,
didn't have to go
you're talking again. I was still. There was a. And here's another
But can
thing.
I just make this statement? Can I just
after
make
I
this
make
statement?
my statement? And you don't have to agree with what I'm saying on my assessment, but what you do is you look at your left ring finger and you ask that.
Okay.
That's what you asked. I could be all 100% wrong, but you ask your left ring finger.
And I don't know if it's fair to compare me to my other counterparts, as you like to say, because
it's fair to compare you to other women. Yes.
Black women have had to go through a lot more challenges.
I ain't talking about black women. I'm talking about you. You ain't gonna put this off on black women. It ain't racism and all this other. You're not gonna put that shit over here.
Okay.
You barking up the wrong tree with that one. I would tear that shit out the frame, because I deal with black women all the time, and you were there was a black woman on right before you.
I think, was she not Asian or something? Was that not? Or maybe I missed that call.
You've seen me deal with plenty of black women, and that woman was black. So the point is, see, at the end of the day, man, what you've come through here and said is the same thing a lot of women say. It's always somebody's misunderstanding you. You don't understand. You got it wrong. This and that. Okay, great, man. But you're by yourself. And you ask, and you want, and I asked you, why have you not sought therapy?
I'm by myself by
You're
choice.
unmarried. Why have you not sought therapy?
And that's another thing. Like I said, I'm a Christian, so I'm falling in that route. I'm letting God direct me to the right way.
You are not going to put that off God. I am a Christian too. I've been baptized at St. John Baptist Church since I was 5 years old. You're not going to put that. No, you are not going to put that off on God. You are not going to put that off on God. That is bull. You're not going to put that. You know what? Say what you have. You're not going to put that off on God. You're exactly what I said earlier. And then you say the show's not directed towards older women. No, it's not directed towards hard-headed women. You just happen to be an old one.
I'm not old, sir.
You're right. You're a spring chicken.
I wouldn't say I'm a spring chicken.
Are your eggs fresh? If you got pregnant right now, would it be high risk?
I don't know.
Are you middle age?
But
are you middle age? 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 Are you a young woman? Are you see the truth? I'm not old. No, young as fuck for a woman.
Just because you don't date 42-year-olds, I mean, really?
Oh, I can date. Oh, I could date 40. I could date 42-year-olds if I want to. I just have no use for you guys. Exactly. I don't have any use for a woman like you.
That's amazing, and that's
I don't have any use for a woman like you. Why would I want to deal with a woman like you? Why would I want this? Why would I want to deal with this? Why would anybody who has options want to deal with this? Reasonably.
I don't know what this is.
Exactly. But there are 1,041 people that know exactly what it is. Why would a man that has options want to deal with a woman who is this
Because I have a
combative?
lot to offer. I'm
Yeah,
a God
okay.
Christian.
Okay, you have a lot to okay, here's the
who
thing. Here's the
respects
thing.
the
Sell
man.
yourself. What do you have to offer? And please don't and please. I have a when you bring God into it, I start to come on, man. What do you have to offer?
That should be the first thing, though.
Yeah, but see, the problem is, ma'am, you're not even acting in line as a
But
Christian woman. You're not.
Can I just say something though?
No, you're not.
Because a lot of the women that
You're not. And when you start bringing in this fake Christianity, it's insulting. So you can pull that stuff on a man who was not born Baptist and he went Church of God in Christ. I worked in the church for too long, man. You are not behaving like a Christian woman. You're all out of line talking about Christianity. All out of line.
I haven't disrespected you. You disrespected me. You said my eggs is old, that I'm old, and
Is that a statement of
disrespected me.
fact?
I have not.
Are
said
your
anything
eggs
about
old? Are
you.
they, ma'am? Are your eggs old? Or are they young?
How
Are
do
your
you know
eggs
if my
old? Or are
eggs
they
are
young?
old?
Are your eggs old? Or are they young?
How do you know if my eggs are old?
Because you had them for 42 fucking years.
So what? So some men may want them just because you don't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really?
Okay. See, and this is the ultimate backup of this. I'm
No,
glad we got
you
here.
taking me
You
there.
see right here? Some men may want them. Well, then here's the thing: if some men may want them, you should have no problem.
No.
You should have no
All
problem
of-
selling them. You should have no problem selling them.
Sir, you have disrespected me more than I've disrespected.
You should have no problem selling them. No, I've just got to the point to where I'm messing with you now. I actually tried to talk to you earlier, but now I'm just fuck it. Anybody want to sit back and say 42-year-old eggs ain't old? They're not old. 42-year-old eggs?
Would that not be disrespectful though?
No, it's a statement of fact. Is calling you 42? Is calling okay, ma'am? Is calling you 42 disrespectful?
How old are you, sir?
That's see. Again, guys, whatever they cannot answer a question with a question. They can't answer a question with a direct answer. See, she's used to dealing with men who are not on her intellectual level. And I'm not going to throw it. A lot of women in Dallas are used to that. But she's outmatched here. 42. Is that an insult calling you your age?
You said I'm old. That's an insult.
I said your eggs are old.
That's major insult.
Are your eggs young?
What is old eggs and young?
Are your eggs young?
My eggs are my eggs.
Are your eggs young?
My eggs are my eggs.
Are your eggs young?
I'm appalled that you would even say, go to that direction, but I've seen you do worse. So that's why I'm like.
All right, we had enough of that. She was appalled. And I can't understand why. I'm shocked and surprised why you don't date women my age and my eggs aren't old and that's rude. And she pulled out every freaking tactic, didn't she? Every one of them. You're just misogynistic. God, I hate you in your face. Tamika, audio is connecting. She can't hear me. So, Hazel, I see you in the waiting room. I will get to you after I speak to Miss Tamika. And for those of you who want to know what just happened, that was what happens when you mix femininity with an on-off switch. Nothing really good comes out of that, in my opinion. Tamika. She's not. Tamika's connecting audio and can't hear you yet. So, this I know it was exhausting, right? I let it go because it was an object lesson. Because I realized that, She would have gone for another hour if I'd have let her, and nothing I said was right, and I was wrong about everything, and well, it's just, and sadly, that conversation you heard is just, it's not, it's a norm for, especially for in the black community. It's a norm. It's just to where this is why you see so many 40-plus-year-old single men and women. Nobody wants to deal with all that. Now, my mother and them, my mother learned. She realized, this stuff ain't getting me nowhere. She whipped up her femininity and been married for 23 years. I can't see you, Tamika. Come out and come back in. I'm gonna go ahead and admit Hazel. I don't know what's going on with Tamika. What's going on with these folks? So, you said you were dying laughing, Marsha. I know, right? I'm like, dang. And I tried to be cool. I tried, but come on, man. Like no matter what I said, I was just wrong. You just wrong, man. Like, dang. And to the previous person, the previous young lady that was on the show, on the panel, yeah, I understand. You got involved with that guy young. You got a lot of life left. Hazel.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'm back now, and I'm much calmer than I was earlier. So hopefully I can ask the question I originally wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
So you've mentioned before that when you're dating someone, there should be a proposal within a certain set amount of time. Like as a rule of thumb, maybe I think it was 2 years or so. But do you think that applies if two people are in college?
Well, first off, I said when a man wants to get married, he knows it. That's what I said. Number one. Number two, is the guy you're dealing with in college?
Yes, we're both grad students.
Okay. And what are you going to school for?
Macromolecular science.
And what about him?
He's a chemistry.
Okay. And what is he planning on doing with that? I'm a chemical engineer, by the way, so go ahead. You're not going to scare me with these terms. Go ahead.
He's planning on working in industry, not academia.
In academia?
Not academia,
okay.
In industry.
And has he proposed to you?
No, he hasn't. We're both still in grad school, and yeah.
So, do you want to get married?
I do.
Okay. Does he?
Yes, we have talked about marriage, and I know you said before, like talking about marriage isn't the same as a proposal.
No, just have the conversation with me. You want to know? Let's just have the conversation. You've been together 2 years, right? And he's already graduated from. He's already got his BS, right?
Yes.
What is he waiting on? Since you've talked about it.
Okay, well, part of the reason is, I want to have a big wedding, and right now we can't afford that.
Okay, you want to have a big wedding. How many children and how many siblings do you have?
I have 2.
Your parents still married?
Yes.
And your father's going to foot the bill?
Most likely not.
Why?
I'm not on good terms with my dad right now.
But you still married to your mother?
Yes.
Are you on good terms with your mother?
More so than my dad, but not completely.
Okay, so your family's not paying for your wedding?
Yes.
Did they have a big wedding? Your mother and father?
They didn't have a wedding.
Okay, and when you say a big wedding, how much money? How big are you talking?
Probably
Dollar value.
people. We would probably have at least 200 people.
So dollar value. How much? You know how much that costs?
A lot, maybe 10K.
10K. 200 people. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Why do you need a big wedding?
I don't need one, but it's just been a dream since I was little.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I have.
Right.
But
But I asked you why he hasn't proposed, and you said because you want a big wedding. That's what you said.
That's one of the factors. Okay, so
you might as well
I didn't want to just put it all.
Just go ahead and tell me the truth.
That I brought up.
Go ahead and tell me. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So
hold on, Tamika.
He's from Zimbabwe. He's not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Tamika, my mic is plugged in. I'm not sure. How can I come in? You're not hearing me. Come back and come back in. He's from Zimbabwe. See, why don't you guys just start telling me the truth? Is he in school with you right now? Are you in the same place?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does being from Zimbabwe people get married to?
Right, but so he's not a citizen. He wants to get his green card and that kind of things before.
So he wants to get his green card and then he wants to marry you.
Yes.
Couldn't he get his citizenship by marrying you?
Yes, he could, but I don't feel comfortable with that.
Let's just cut to the chase, ma'am. This man ain't married. This man does not want to marry you. And you give me all these excuses. That's what I've just showed you. You've lied to yourself.
He's here right now.
I don't give a shit. Put him on the phone. I'll ask him the questions myself.
Okay.
Yeah, how's it going, sir?
Do you want to marry this woman?
Yes, I do.
When are you going to buy the ring?
I'm saving money for the ring.
How much money do you need to save?
For me, I believe that if I'm buying my girlfriend a ring, I'm going to be buying something that is at least 3 months of my salary.
And how much do you make?
And right now I make about 30K.
30K a year?
Yes, 30K a year.
$2,500
That's
a
the
month.
graduate. Yes.
$7,500 ring.
Yep.
That's what I'm planning to do. For 2 years.
Yes.
And it's taking you haven't saved $7,000 in 2 years?
So she mentioned, okay, like
come
she
on,
mentioned,
bro. Come on, bro. Hold on, knock the bullshit off.
Look,
hold on.
Okay,
hold on.
Yes?
I went to college too. I know many people who got proposed and got married in college. You're only making $30,000 a year, and you're in school full time.
Yes,
okay.
I have a father who's home.
Then I don't give a damn about your father.
So I don't care about
no. I don't care about your father.
Okay.
Your father ain't having sex with this woman. You've been with her for 2 years. She's sitting there, you talking about.
I'm not having sex with her.
Well,
I'm not having sex
with her.
Good.
Thank God. But you damn sure if you there's you're telling me the reason you have not proposed to this woman is because you can't afford the ring. And you expect me to believe that?
Yes.
Bullshit.
That's the truth.
Drop to one knee and propose to her right now. Give her a fucking crackerjack ring and tell her you'll make it up on the backside when you get out and do all this shit you're supposed to do and become a citizen. Prove it. Show your work. That's how it's supposed to be done if you really wanted to fucking marry her. So she would be talking about this big wedding. No, because then after then after that, then she could get started on planning this big wedding she wants. But you ain't done your part yet. And I'm trying to see if she really knows who she has. Because I don't know any man who's not going to propose to a woman he wants because he cannot afford to get her the ring she wants.
So you said I get her a crackerjack ring.
I say you
a
get her
cheap
what you
ring.
can. I say you secure the woman. Why are you wasting this woman's time? If it's 2 years and you make 30,000, bro, you are not paid like that. Why do you have to have I believe a man should do this? That's cool. If you're gonna do all of it, marry the woman, upgrade her ring. It happens all the time. Get her a ring.
I've suggested that. I have suggested that.
No. Let me help you. Let me help you, guy. You don't suggest. You don't suggest shit. You are the man. You propose. She accepts. You're making a negotiation. See what you guys are doing. What you guys are doing right now, because I could tell from the shit that she was trying to run and the shit that you're trying to run, you guys have been bullshitting one another. You don't negotiate with a woman when you're trying to get married. Either you're going to marry her or you're not.
Okay, I'm learning.
There's no learn. You already knew this shit. And she just heard another man say it. Ma'am, go look in the chat room. Go watch the replay and look in the chat room. Look at all the men in the chat room. Look at all the men in the chat room that have jobs. Look at all the men in the chat room who have money. Look at all the married women. You don't have a man that really wants to fucking marry you, ma'am.
Okay, that's kind of hard for me to believe because
then continue to do it this way then. Because I'm gonna tell you this. If a man wants something, he's from another country, right? You're from Zimbabwe, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
right.
True.
And what university are you in right now?
Michigan.
University of Michigan?
Yes.
You wanted to get to that motherfucker, didn't you? You didn't let Zimbabwe stop you. Ooh,
yeah, so far it isn't
stings, don't it? Ooh, hurt, don't it? He's from Zimbabwe, ma'am. He's not from Flint. He's from Zimbabwe, ma'am. He's not from Detroit, from Flint, from Lance, from East. He's nowhere. He got his ass here from hot ass Africa. Cause the University of Michigan had something he wanted. He can't even get down to the fucking pawn shop to get you a ring. Sorry, I got to be the one to tell you. You thinking it's about some big wedding and everything else. You don't have it like that. You're both fucking broke. Broke people don't get big rings and big weddings. Broke people in grad school get fucking ramen noodles and start out what they start out with. But they start, if they're serious, they go ahead and start right now. So believe what you want.
So what is your suggestion?
I suggest you tell this woman the truth, and ma'am, I suggest you come back and look at the chat room. I've said what I said, and I'm very clear on it. I got no dog in this fight, but I know when I hear bullshit. Man, you're not being honest. And ma'am, the fact of the matter is, this man is sitting here saying, what do I suggest? If he seriously wanted to marry you, he should be fighting me right now. If he really was serious about marrying you, he should be offended by some of the shit I said. I'm dead. He should have been fighting for you by now. You shouldn't have been on the phone fucking making this call. He should have been. Tell her the truth, man. Tired of you guys playing with women like this, man. Tired of you guys playing lying to each other. Why y'all so quiet? Y'all had such big plans. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Why so quiet?
I feel like you don't have the full story.
I don't know, no, ma'am. See, ma'am. Okay, here's what you do, man. I want you to tell me the full story. What I'm missing. Go ahead.
So I think you kind of jump into conclusions too quickly. That's what I think.
So
I think you kind of jump into conclusions.
Ma'am, go ahead and tell me the full story. What I'm missing.
No. Hey, let me talk. Okay. Let me talk. So I think you jump into conclusions a little bit too quickly. Yeah, you are jumping into conclusions.
You said it 3 times. Tell me why.
I came here and I was actually listening in. I was actually expecting to get sound advice.
You got sound
But
advice.
what you are doing is...
She got sound advice. She was on the phone call. But you said I'm jumping to conclusions too quickly. You said that 3 times. Tell me why.
Yes, you are.
Tell me why.
Why? Well, I can give you an example. So I did listen to one of your calls when you were talking to this
no, sir,
lady.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir. No. You tell me why I'm jumping to conclusions too quickly about you. Don't tell me about what I did on another call, on another show, on another day. That's deflection. Talk to me like a man.
Yeah. So for me, my plan is to buy my girlfriend the ring that I feel that she deserves. Right? I have my own principles and my own standards of what I would like to buy. Right? In a year, I have a job that is lined up that I'm going to get. It's going to be a very high-paying job. And I talked to her about that. Right? And I was open to getting married prior to me finishing school. But I want to get my own green card. I don't want to get my green card through marriage. Because a lot of men, I don't want to be part of the reputation of a lot of men who come from Africa and then they come here and then they marry women and then divorce them. I want to get my green card without anyone's help, right? And then I'm going to marry her. And actually, in Zimbabwe, we believe in something called paying dowry. And that's something that I'm planning to do as well. I'm planning to pay dowry. But yes, you may need to work and
okay. So
and
let
make
me
money
ask you
to
this
do that.
then. You sound like an honorable guy. You have these positions. I want to get her the ring she deserves, and I want to get my green card on get it off my own. I don't want it to be hers. So you want to do it all this way, and you plan on being married for the rest of your life too, right?
Yes.
So what difference does it make if you get your green card either your way or if you're naturalized to get it through her? Hold on. That's a rhetorical question. That was called a pregnant pause. But let me ask you, have you spoken to her father and her mother about marrying her?
Like she did mention that.
Have you spoken to, I said, have you?
The father and mother, right?
No. But you're from...
He's spoken to my mother, but
I have talked to his mother.
My dad doesn't talk to any of us children.
Okay. I'm asking him, ma'am. I'm asking who he's spoken to. Okay. See, I can understand you say you want to have your wife to have a certain ring. I get that. But you've been with this woman for 2 years. And you're saying ultimately the holdup is because she needs to have a certain size ring. So it's going to be 3 years.
Yes,
3 years.
That is my choice.
Right. I know it is. I know it is.
It's 2 years. It's not 3 years.
No, you've been, hold on. Ma'am, didn't you say you guys have been together for 2 years? Years, you'll just now be starting to work. You still got to work and earn some money. It ain't like they're going to just cut you a check. Yes. And you talk about dowries and all this other kind of stuff. And you got to wait a year to get this job that in this economy ain't guaranteed. Especially in your degree path. None of this shit is guaranteed. I'm a chemical engineer. Ain't none of this shit guaranteed. That's what I'm telling you, ma'am. None of the stuff he's talking about is guaranteed. So let's say he waits a year and on graduation day, he gets a job. He still has to get out and work to make well, first of all, let's be real. 3 months salary is no longer based on $30,000. It's based on his new salary. Let's give him a salary of $75,000. Now it's based on that. So your $7,500 ring is going to jump up to be $75 carry the two, that's $6,000 a month. It's going to be close to $20,000. And then he has to still pay for this 200-person wedding because your mom and daddy ain't paying for it. So y'all got to pay for that. You got to lump that on top of your 3-month ring. That's his principal, not mine. Hold on. Let's just do the math. You got to lump that on top of his 3-month ring. That's his principal. A 200-person wedding. And then he has to pay for a dowry. So what kind of job do you plan on getting in 3 years is going to have that kind of cash up front?
I'm planning to work as a research personnel at an industry.
I'm sorry. And how much do those people make annually?
It's 6 figures
Give me a number, man. Six
at the
figures
least.
can be 100,000 or 999,000.
Let's say 200K.
200K. So you plan on getting a $200,000 a year job straight out of grad school.
Yes.
So $200,000 job straight out of grad school, ma'am. $200,000 a year job straight out of grad school. That is going to be close to what, $15,000 a month? A little bit more, $17,000. Sir, you're looking at almost a $60,000 wedding ring. Because the more money you make, the bigger her ring gets. Because this is your principle. Remember?
No.
No. You said 3 months. This is your principle. You're dying on this hill. See, that's how this logic thing works. That's why you can pull this shit off with women, but you can't pull it off with men. Every time you make more, her ring gets bigger. That's why you buy the shit now. But you wanted to play this game, so I'm gonna play it with you. You're gonna make $200,000 out as a grad student starting out. Don't know where they do that, but I'll give it to you. That's a $60,000 ring.
For me, I just wanted a nice ring.
No, man, this ain't about you. This is about him. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your man. He said the reason he hasn't proposed is because you need a certain size ring, and it's going to be based off of his income. That's why I said it's all bullshit. And I just showed you again why you're full of shit and you're full of shit. And you said I jumped to conclusions. Now I just jumped all in your ass with math, and you're quiet as a church mouse because you realize, oops, there is no kind of income that does this. So if I'm going to have to do all that, I might as well do it right now. It does make more sense what he's saying. But see, what I'm saying right now actually puts all that bullshit you spinning in front of her, and it makes you hashtag show your work, and you're not prepared to get on one knee and make this woman your wife. That's cool. Just tell her the truth. And don't tell me I was wrong and jump to conclusions. I know when I hear bullshit. Y'all got some talking to do. Have a good day.
No, wait.
Fuck you think you talking to? Fuck you mean I'm jumping to conclusion. Can't stand you motherfuckers. You ladies with bad daddy, you ladies with daddy issues are sitting ducks for fuck niggas. For fuck boys. You're sitting ducks for them. You don't have to like what I said, dude, and neither do you, ma'am, but you called in this show. You called in this show because you knew something was wrong. I have been the same person I was in the show before. I asked you, I said, put your man on the phone. And if that's your man, I just questioned what he said, ma'am. You in here fighting for this dude. I'm sorry, Tamika. She's come out and back in. No, man, I'm not going overboard, man. It's just, I think a lot of people don't understand what it means to actually, and what I do for a living. And when you know somebody is, let me go ahead and unmute Tamika. She's been waiting. Part of this is a show. You got to take the entertainment value.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Tamika. You're in. Hello. Part of this is a show, but I don't give anybody, I don't tell somebody something that I wouldn't tell them if the camera wasn't on. That's what I saw, people. That's just what I saw. And I just asked questions.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Finally.
Right? What was the
Hi.
I don't hey.
I'm in Jamaica. I don't know if my internet service is bad.
That's okay. What you got for me? Poor baby. Go ahead, Tamika. Yes, Yum. She was trying to defend him. And you don't defend a man who knows what he wants.
I just wanted to get some advice from you regarding.
Let me ask you this real quick. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Where I am in my life, I'm 37.
Hold on, can
single.
you hear me?
I think I'm a pretty very feminine woman.
Okay. Tamika, can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me, guys. Sad. Tamika, can you hear me? Lord, I love the accent. I know, right? I want her to get in. Tamika, can you hear me? I'm gonna put it in the chat room. No, you hear me? Can you hear me? Tamika is not in this meeting.
No. I have two phones, and I'm listening to you on one and speaking to you through my microphone on the other.
Okay,
but
can you hear me though? Oh, there's a delay. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead with your question and I'll answer it as best I can. Yeah, there's a delay. Huh. I mean, unmute her. We're gonna try this one more again, Tamika.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
No, can you hear me now?
There is definitely a serious delay.
Can you hear me now?
But I'm a little bit nervous because you are very blunt. But I'm 37. I think I'm about 125, 130 in terms of weight. Maybe about 5'6". And for most of my life, my dating life, I've been misguided. Just because my dad, he's a part of my life, but not that significant, and he didn't give me much advice. And my mom just decided she was done with men after my dad. So I just wanted to know at this stage in my life at 37, what advice you can give me to increase my chances of finding a suitable, competent man to get married to.
Okay. All right. She can't hear me, guys. So I wanted to let her make her statement, and I'll answer her statement so she can hear it on the playback. Metal straws in your Red Bull, right? Yeah, I saw her picture when she got on her first camera. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you off, Tamika, and I'm going to answer your question as best I can from a general standpoint. Okay. For women who are over 35, okay? Women over 35, especially that have daddy issues, like we all do. Whatever it is, you need to, first things first, men look at you, but they marry your spirit. They marry your inspirational ability. So without knowing your background and history with men, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell everybody. You need to make sure you go talk to a counselor to make sure you get your issues on the table. You don't need to get them fixed. You just need to get them on the table. You don't have to be 100%. You just need to know you got acceptance issues, abandonment issues. You got, whatever. And know what you're dealing with. That's two things. One, you'll know what you're dealing with. Two, it also helps you be more humble and realize, you know what, I got issues too. He got issues. That's number one. Number two, I don't know where you live. But you say you're from Jamaica. I don't know where you're at. But where you're at has a lot to do with the kind of men you end up dealing with. If you are in Jamaica, there's a different culture down there, and the men are, from what I understand, very traditional. The net of it is, after you get your head together, where'd you learn how to be a wife? What is a wife? What does that mean to men in general? What does that mean to the man in particular that you're interested in? And are you qualified to do that job? Do you want to do that job? It's one thing to want to be married, but it's another thing to want to be a wife. Because, like when we as men, you get to spend about 5% of your time when you're on your purpose. You spend about 5% of your time doing what you really love, and another 95% is just grunt work. But wifely skills for your man. And what did she say? I forgot how old she's 37. So children, that's that depend. You're out of the children age. A lot of kids. So most men you're going to be looking at aren't going to be looking to have you be a mother to their kid. That would be my general advice. Just general advice without knowing many things. Sugar P in here. I don't know what's going on with my audio. Sheen. Let me change the audio settings. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, I need to also get that done. Yeah, man. About the previous call. Look, sometimes people just need to hear. I will say this. That woman I was speaking to knew that there was an issue. She didn't know how to necessarily root it out, but she didn't call here because everything was hunky freaking dory. And a lot of guys who are running, I don't want to say he's running game, but that man knew good and doggone well that the reason he hadn't proposed to her wasn't so much about some dadgum ring. That's something that sounds, any guy in the chat room was probably like, man, that's some bull crap. You gonna let a good woman slide? You gonna risk losing a good woman over a ring that's gonna increase as your paycheck goes up? Man, get out of here. Men even knew that. They're like, nah, famo, that don't sound quite right. Oh no, that's what I really believe. I want her to have the Super Captain Crunch ring. Okay. Get her that once you get out and start really working. At your $200,000 a year job, you're supposed to get right out of college. Man, what the hell? We know these things aren't. Ladies, understand something. When a man is serious about finding a wife, he goes looking for one. Like I asked, he's from Zimbabwe. He could not walk to University of Michigan. He got there because he wanted to go to college. That's what he wanted. When we want something, we go for it. We don't let anything stand in our way, and we don't risk losing stuff either. Guys, understand that. And yeah, that's really what it comes down to. I'm going to change the settings on this call. So anyway, this was a long show. Good show. For the people who are curious, I unblocked that lady. She could have called in. She chose not to. And I've said it before. I asked her on the call. I was like, hey, would you be willing to go back and listen to the show? Yes. And on the off chance that I'm accurate or right, would you apologize? She ain't listened to this show and she ain't apologized. She ain't sent nothing. But she did get in the chat room after that show and kept on talking to the point where I had to block her.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you there? Hello.
Yes.
I'm a really feminine looking guy, and I'm having a really hard time, being the real man.
Yeah, I don't have time for this tonight. All right. What was that? Oh, trolls. Poor babies. The sad part is, it's what he was saying probably is not far off from the truth. Not far off from the truth. Today is that day. It's always going to be that day, bro. It's always going to be that day. All right, we're going to end that shoe. I don't ever try to be mean, but sometimes you just got to tell the truth. I told what I heard. And here's the thing. Anybody else willing to go back and... I told a young girl, the young lady who was 26 with or not 26, a 23-year-old. I told what I heard. Boy, oh boy. Thanks for the money. Thanks for the money. Thanks for the money. Today's show is a classic. Been a lot of classics later. A lot of classics later. Anyway, guys, I got a little something to do later on the night. So shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. It's all good up in this mug. Until the next time, peace. The trolls are gonna be out, man. When you're telling truth, trolls come. When you're telling truth, trolls come. You just have to have systems in place.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the
Join me on IG. The live shows every day. And make sure you support me on Patreon. Patrons make this show possible. Let me answer this show. Aishin says, it was me. I was not a troll. That's fine. But this show is not for men. You called on the wrong topic. I could have answered the question, but you're on the wrong topic. If you need help that much, here's what you do. You do like the rest of everybody and book a session. That's what you want to become alpha, pay your way. That's what you do. There's no free lunch. Let me see. Show's been going on for 3 hours, C-Dub. No super chat shout out. The show's been going on for 3 hours. I've gotten to as many as I can. I don't see what yours is. There's really no way to go back.
It's not a problem, no. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into.
Shout out to the FBIs that know how to listen and learn. Okay. Hopefully that was it. I gotta go.